What are you doing?
I have no idea what he was doing. I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah, he was humming the song.
You know how it goes. Oh, and I forgot to put the Greg video. I did make it though. I did make it. I just forgot to put it there. Sorry, Greg. It's a running joke at this point, right?
And everybody, we're going to have Matt Damon on tonight.
Matt Damon.
Alright, guys. It's been a good show.
Welcome, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 102. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I am one of your co-hosts, Andrew Midori. I am joined by the classy douchebag, Mike McLaughlin. We also got the beast from the East, Dean Marchese.
It's true, it's me.
And on the line, we got Gregory Verga, a.k.a. GVZ.
Paging Mr. GVZ. Paging Mr. GVZ.
Nope.
Yo, it's your boy!
All the
Hi,
nope.
guys.
I'm okay with it, I think.
Really?
I'm okay with it.
That was-
I'm okay with anything Greg does, to be honest
That
with
I
you.
was-
was going to say, I was like, I feel like there's nothing that he's done so far. You're like, no. It's
And that's how
not.
you do it, guys. Claire Lore Burrito, I think is how you said it. He followed us on the right channel. Or she. I'm not sure. Claire probably implies it's a she. So thank you so much, Claire, for the follow. Keep those coming, guys. If you're watching at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show, hit that follow button in the corner, of course, and we will shout you out. We're also on Twitter at The Level Up Network, level spelled LVL. Tweet at us with hashtag on the spot or hashtag IODP because we got our PlayStation Talk Show coming up this Wednesday. So we're going to need 4 fan-submitted PlayStation questions. We also have youtube.com/Level Up Show for archive stuff that we do, and you also have Dean and Greg's exclusive YouTube show called Power Up. It's all about comic book superhero nerdiness. You guys just did your...
Superheroes!
Hey, do you guys cover the Archie comic?
Nope.
I saw you cover Jessica Jones, the whole series, and you also did the Civil War reactions.
Yeah, it's been kind of nice because like our topics of the weeks have been like hand delivered every
Yeah.
week for the last like 3 weeks. I'm like, I'll take it.
And Deadpool hopefully will be soon. It was
Yeah,
supposed to
that'll
be
be
this
nice.
week.
Yeah, I thought, wasn't it supposed to be Thursday? Was that
Greg,
wrong
what
with that?
happened there?
Me? I didn't.
Yeah, what happened
I
with
don't
Deadpool?
know.
Wasn't that supposed to be on like Thursday?
I tried researching it because it was supposed to release on Thursday. It was supposed to release at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, and that didn't end up happening. There's no reason why it didn't release so far that I've been able to discover, but yeah, it just didn't happen.
they
There was
say
another
that?
trailer
Did they
that
say
recently
what happened
did
with
that,
Deadpool?
though.
Wasn't that supposed
was
to be on, like,
release, and then they were
What the
just.
hell
I
just
tried
happened?
researching-
Gregory!
Yes, because it was supposed to release on Thursday.
Hold on, I
It was
probably
supposed to
have.
release at
I found it.
7:30.
It's
That
okay.
was you.
Never
mind.
Was it like? Did they say like this is happening? This is gonna release?
Yeah. They released an official statement. I actually read it through Superhero Hype, Dino, the website you use all the time for our Power Up info. And then IGN had tweeted something about it. And then I went back on IGN's Twitter feed and they deleted the tweet. So something went wrong, something happened, I don't know. But hopefully we get something soon from them. They were supposed to be the thing Ryan Reynolds was talking about dropping the trailer because they were doing a panel or something in Brazil, Comic-Con Brazil or something.
happened,
And we never got a trailer from them.
Comic-Con Brazil.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, Comic-Con's everywhere now. That's cool. So last but not least, we have our levelupnetwork.com/donate. If you want to support our network, you got the Level Up Show at spreadshirt.com for Level Up themed hoodies, muscle shirts, and more. And lastly, most importantly, actually, you got patreon.com/Level Up Network where you can donate just $1 per month and get perks like early access to Power Up. Typically goes up on Saturdays around 10.
Yeah, I was on time this week.
Yeah, but if you are a Patreon supporter, you get it much earlier in the week, sometimes 4 or 5 days early.
Monday night if I can. Tuesdays for sure.
Yeah, so we try to give back in those ways, and we have plans for the future, of course. We'll try and improve the Patreon as things move on. All right, so how you guys doing this week? What's going on?
Good, busy.
Yeah?
This week was real busy.
But it's over, right?
It's
Kind of?
over now, yeah. Thank God I had finals. I had a 9-page research paper. I was doing all the Christmas lights outside, working, finishing school finals. It was just too much.
Yeah.
I played barely any video games.
I didn't play one thing this week, so
Yeah.
you're okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, like
I saw you
barely
playing
any.
the Avengers or whatever, the Marvel.
Yeah, because I
duel
woke
game.
up this morning with my brain like laser focused on my backlog, and I was like, I am going to start finishing games, and so I'm just trying to chip away like at things that I have like lingering, like
Right.
games that I got a good ways through, like the Marvel game Ori. I'm gonna finish.
Thank God.
I need to get around that, too.
Yeah, I want to finish like those little things
Yeah,
before I
it's the
start
worst.
taking on anything big, like finishing Kingdom Hearts, like The Witcher or something. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like The Witcher is just something that's never
It's gonna happen. I've decided. You know what? I was
Alright.
back and forth, and I was like, I'll get to it eventually, and then I was like, I was like looking at my backlog because I love lists and I write everything down, and I was like,
I'm gonna get you.
I'm taking you down, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's an intimidating opponent right there.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. What's going on with you, Mike?
Actually, I have quite a few things. I saw the Peanuts movie.
Oh,
2 weeks ago.
I heard it was
Oh,
good.
nice.
It was pretty good. It was. You know what's funny is, have you guys
The
watched
Peanuts movie.
The Penis movie, Greg. Penis.
That's what I.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched any Peanuts stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched all the
Recently?
classic holiday stuff.
And
you
it's,
know.
it's very dry, very dull, and everything like that. And they've tried to pep it up a decent amount, which was nice. It's going to be lost in this generation
Okay.
for a lot of things, but at the same time, there's going to be enough people that like it that they're going to have another one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it did solid as far as the reviews go. I don't know how it did
Yeah.
critically, or I mean, commercially. But
I liked it. I don't think it did great commercially, but and then I saw Good Dinosaur last week.
oh, see, this is very mixed. I'm here.
Yeah.
A guy at work saw it. He thought it was just okay, and a few other people thought it was great. So I
It's the most generic Pixar movie I've ever seen.
don't. Okay.
Shame, I was really
Even more
into
than
that.
Cars.
No, you know what's funny is that every single one of Pixar's movies. Actually, no, Cars was a little. Well, yeah, it was a little generic, I guess.
Cars is my least favorite of all the Pixar movies.
It's definitely not my
Great
least favorite. It's probably right in the middle.
Okay.
Just because it's a very basic tale, but what's cool about it, and a lot of people don't realize, it's a western, almost in a way, where it's set almost like in a down south farmland back in like the 1800s.
Okay.
The dinosaurs are actually the main characters, are the ones that can talk. The humans can't.
Yeah.
And
Twist.
the human and the dinosaur gets, but like the dinosaurs have their own farm. They live
Yeah.
on their own. It's like they meet up with like wrestlers at some point with a herd of animals. So it's cool. It's charming. Danny loved it. She cried. This is the third movie now that she's cried at, and
Pixar wise,
entertaining.
or just in general.
in general.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not a big crier for movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a lot of crying.
No.
For a little girl.
No,
Yeah.
she does. She holds herself up pretty well, like till where she lets herself go and actually cry. Like she'll.
Has she
tear
seen
up.
The Lion King?
Yeah.
Did she
she's-
cry?
She teared up pretty damn well.
Okay.
But she saw it at such a young age that it didn't really hit her.
Show her Grave of the Fireflies.
I don't know if I want to ever do that.
She will. I'll tell you right now. I sobbed at that
Sure,
movie.
bet.
It's animated. It's animated, but I sobbed at that
Yeah.
movie.
Really?
It's
Did
brutal.
you watch Iron Giant? Have you showed Iron
No,
Giant?
I haven't.
That
shown
got
her
me
yet.
too.
I feel like that might get her.
Yeah.
Now that she's at the age where I think it's like certain things that are hitting her more. But she sobbed at this. She was like in my shoulder crying at it. But no, I liked it. And then
That's good.
I think that was kind of it. I didn't do anything else really.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm continuing with Jessica Jones.
Yay!
It's getting better. I'm on episode 9 now. We're at the spoiler alert. We're at the more like Kilgrave stuff where she's living with him
That's
and
kind
like
of the turning point.
yeah.
God damn it!
Huh? What?
I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet. I won't say anything more than
Where
that.
are
Then I won't say anything more than that. But it
earlier than
definitely is interesting. The dynamic has changed a little bit, and her plan for Kilgrave has changed now, of course. But I don't want to say what. But yeah, it's interesting. I like the twist there that happened, and it's getting better as it goes along. I do
Yeah.
agree with you guys. All of you guys have said it gets better. It definitely is. Fargo, man. Holy shit, guys! If you guys aren't watching Fargo, that show is amazing.
Yeah.
It is
I have
just
to watch that.
it's up there with Leftovers, Greg.
No.
Yes, it's that good.
True.
Like this freaking year for TV, Leftovers season 2 and Fargo season 2 have been some of the best TV I've ever watched. Like it is so damn good.
Nice.
I really recommend it, Greg. Watch season 1 and season 2 if you haven't watched.
I'm gonna have to
season
watch
1
both. Yeah, I have to watch both.
yet. Okay, yeah, because
I
they're both
will.
good, very good.
I'll hop on that.
Anything games wise, as I said, I haven't had time at all with the whole floors. We put in the
Yeah.
floors upstairs, decorating for Christmas.
Did you guys put them in yourself?
No, we had somebody
Okay.
come out. That would have taken me freaking months.
Well, that's
to
what
do.
I was asking. I was like,
Yeah.
that was really quick.
Yeah, no, there's no way I could have done that myself. We had guys come out to do it. Ghost Scheme says, "Who is Jessica Jones, and is Fargo like the movie?" Jessica Jones is a Marvel character, but I don't
Yeah.
know about her comic really. Is it called Aliens?
It was called Aliens.
Yeah.
That's what it is, yeah.
They didn't name it that so you didn't get confused with the TV.
It's a
show.
part of the 6 parts Netflix deal. There's gonna be, I think, 6, right? Netflix Marvel
5?
TV shows,
5.
and then it's gonna.
Oh yeah,
like,
there's gonna be 5
culminates-
altogether. It's Jessica Jones, Daredevil's already happened, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and what's the last one? Is it Miss Marvel? No, it's not Miss Marvel.
They're doing a Moon Knight one.
Moon Knight. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The Moon and Knights.
The Moon and Knight.
The Moon and Knights.
It's gonna be an interesting. Yes, I know what that is.
Okay, I was
used to
wondering if
watch
you
it
knew
all
what that
the time. But I don't. I'm not acknowledging it because it wasn't Adam Sandler.
Okay,
reference.
it'll come later. I'll make sure I get in an Adam Sandler reference somewhere. But yeah, that's about it for me. I haven't had time to play games. But Monday, tomorrow, actually, Kristen has something to go to. So I think I might do a little bit of Life is Strange before your stream, Greg. So
That's a beautiful thing. To my
It is a
ears.
beautiful
I
thing.
didn't try Gauntlet.
You tried
I
Gauntlet.
said that sentence out of order.
How was Gauntlet?
It hasn't aged greatly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like visually and everything like that, control wise, it's fine. But just there's other games that offer better content.
It's free though, right? So.
It's free, so it's not a terrible thing.
Yeah. What else was free this month? Oh, King's Quest.
King's Quest.
And I still haven't gotten that yet. I'll get around to that one too. I need to at least put it into my library because that's something I would like to play someday. I wanted to say, I know like Strife Girl probably wants me to talk. I'm going to talk about the Final Fantasy VII debacle later on in the show. I know that it's kind of like a separate news story from PSX, but I'm going to wait until we get to the Final Fantasy VII thing. Did you hear about it?
No.
I'm
well,
really potentially
not.
upset at the news that just came out about Final
Yeah.
Fantasy VII
Oh
remake.
yeah, I did hear
did-
it.
oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I'm ready to flip shits. We're gonna have a one message about joysticks later on in this show, so get ready for that. All right, let's get into our official non-gaming portion of the show. It's called the Level Up Show Has No Game. It is 3 non-gaming topics, 2 minutes each. Are we ready, guys?
Born ready.
Storm ready. All right, let's do it. First up, I'm happy about this news. Black Panther may have found its director, and it is a director that we have all seen the most recent movie of. It's
I haven't.
called Creed, and it's freaking awesome.
I heard it's great
So
though.
fucking
It was
Yeah.
good. Are you
Awesome.
the only one that's seen it?
Yeah, I haven't
Oh,
gotten.
I
a
thought
chance
you
to.
did.
Gotta get
No,
there.
I haven't gotten a chance to.
You gotta
I
Get
just haven't
on
seen
that.
Spectre. I haven't gotten to a movie.
I don't have any plans to see
listen,
Spectre.
fucks- I know you're a James Bond. See Creed first, dude.
Oh, no,
Creed
dude.
is so fucking good.
I heard that though. I know
I'm telling
that.
you.
It was damn good.
If you
yeah,
see
I need
if you
to.
see Spectre before you see Creed, make a
That's
big mistake.
likely going to happen.
But the guy's name is Ryan Coogler, and he is, I think, first in line to direct Black Panther.
That's the best news.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's awesome.
He's a black guy, Ryan Coogler, and he started off with Fruitvale Station, which is also excellent. Also stars Michael B. Jordan. He moved on to Creed. So I like that they're kind of taking an African American director that already has a really good track record. 2 movies in a row, both above 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, both written by Ryan Coogler. So he's a really promising new director, and it's great that he's black and he gets to direct this one of the first big time black superheroes in Marvel's camp, at least. Blade, I think, would be the other one, right?
Yeah, probably.
It's funny as I was saying, Fat Man on Batman. They were talking about how Black Panther was featured on the cover of Entertainment Weekly with Cap and Robert Downey Jr. and everything like that. But he was like in the background. But he was like the star focal point. It's like meet the new thing. But they made fun of him. It's like this cat has claws that Desperate Housewives would be jealous of, or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why would you not feature?
What are his claws made out of again?
Vibranium.
Vibranium.
Which is what Cap's shield's made out of.
Oh, okay.
That's where that metal comes from. He's like the guy. He has all of it.
Yeah, he's a king. He has he owns it. Like he is more powerful,
His
stronger,
story
and
is
actually better
awesome.
than Iron Man. He's pretty much the most powerful.
No, Captain
Average.
America.
I don't know, dude.
He's stronger and faster than Captain America. Hands down.
No, Black Panther is or
Yeah.
Cap is. Yeah, that's
Shut your
No, no,
mouths.
no, Black Panther.
Yeah,
Shut
that's what I
your
said.
damn mouths. It's over.
I'll get Black Panther.
Next up, I decided we do Star Wars news every week, so I'm just going to go through everything that happened Star Wars wise this week. 136 minutes long. First up.
Yay.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm good with this.
It is right on track with pretty much all the
Yeah.
other ones, especially the original trilogy. Those were all around 135. The prequel trilogy was a little bit longer.
It was like almost 2.5. actually.
Overstayed its welcome, typically.
Yes.
So this is good news. 136 minutes. Second, it will have Cantina music.
Yay.
2. That's,
Woo!
This is the good hand.
That's good stuff. Chris and I have something to dance to. Carrie Fisher felt pressured to lose weight.
Yay.
No, that's not a good. Why would you?
Is
want
that good or
to feel
bad?
Pressure. I don't think that's.
Put her back in slave land. Or slave
I mean, it's
That's
good.
bad.
It's good for her that she lost weight.
Right. No, and that's why I
That's
was
what I
like,
was gonna
alright,
say.
that's
It's
good.
bad that she
Alright.
felt pressured, but at the same time, it's like Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. I think you should probably thank them. You guys both look great right now, and you're
Right.
getting a lot healthier. So
Right.
good for you guys. Fourth, Harrison Ford saw the whole movie. He said it is, quote, wonderful.
Right,
Would
and
he
that's
say
basically
it's
how
bad
he's
if
like,
it
he
was
is not
bad,
excited
though?
for any of it.
Yeah, he was. It was such a like. I don't know what he was on or what he was being interviewed for. He's like, I've seen it. It was wonderful. It has high production values.
Yeah.
That's all he said.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Thanks, Harrison
He
Ford.
doesn't care. Dude,
Yeah.
he was a janitor.
No,
He just came in and he's like, all right, free, better money. Sounds
Yeah.
great. Like,
There was other things too. I can't. Oh, the other one was that Carrie Fisher said she thinks it's really dumb and annoying
Yep.
that everybody
Well, actually,
gets
good.
pissed off over the Leia
the
slave
thing.
outfit.
Like she was the one that kind of started it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But like she was like, this is not what I wanted.
Mhm.
You know, it's just I thought it was I don't like that they want to sexualize everybody.
Yeah.
But I didn't want you to ban an iconic. Yeah, shut up. Stop talking.
Shut your mouth.
Like you're dumb.
Yeah, and I think that was
Um,
about it really for the Star Wars news this week. I figured I would just go through it as quickly as possible. We're all still pretty excited though.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the picture I posted in Level Up? The movie's about a black guy and a white girl and a man in a hood with a crossed.
I must not have seen this. I must have.
Shaped.
Oh, never mind. That went quick.
No,
It felt like it did.
we had a vamp at the end.
And last but not least, let's just watch
We
this.
watch
Spoiler alert
We listen.
for Game of Thrones. Earmuffs
and we remember.
and eyes. Blindfold.
Just leave the room.
The
outta
past is
here.
already written. The ink is dry.
I told you. Spoiler.
They have no idea what's going to happen.
Boom, bitch.
Was it though? Was that from last season or
Yeah,
was
That was
last
from the
season.
last season, yeah.
okay?
That was at the
so
end
it
of last
wasn't
season.
like here. It is.
What's interesting is
Yeah.
once again we're seeing such a focus on Jon Snow in
Right.
the poster and now the teaser, and it's like this is weird because he supposedly died at the end of last season. Why are we so focused on Jon Snow
Yeah.
in the teasers, the poster? Do we have any theories?
because he still knows nothing.
Because we know as much as Jon Snow does. Right now.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. I don't know. I what was your theory you came up with this week? I've heard this before.
I'm still on the fence, but possibly Bran could be used to actually take control of Jon Snow's body.
think
Well, you
so?
saw him at the end there. He kind of did his warg eyes.
Right, they focused a lot on Bran, and I know it's because we didn't see him at all last season.
Mhm.
But I mean, possibly. I actually don't feel that that's as much. It was just like a thought that came to my head. I was like, oh my god, that would be crazy. But I feel like he's actually going to have a lot more to do with taking control of the dragons as they come in.
You think he'll take control of the dragons?
Yes, I think he'll take control of the dragons, and that's what will bring Daenerys over here or unite her with Jon Snow. I still think the Red Priestess going back has.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like
That's from day one.
Yeah.
Immediately as she went back, when I was watching the show, I was like, she's here for a reason.
Greg, are you caught up on Game of Thrones?
I am.
Yeah. What's
He
your
is now.
theory? What's your theory on Jon Snow? Do you think he's coming back, and how? If so, would he come back?
All I'm gonna say is we didn't see him die.
Not necessarily. No.
That's really all my theory. There's so much going on right now. I don't think he's dead. I think everyone can agree on that. He's too big of a character, I think. Especially
He
with
just
the
feels
storyline.
unfinished, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's still so much story to his character. I feel like they set him up for so much, and to leave all of his questions unanswered like that, I just don't think it's possible.
Two
It's-
other things that I was hoping that they would cover.
Better be
though.
quick, man.
Baratheon,
Okay.
and I want to see more Spider.
Okay.
Just
Just getting that there. In time too.
yeah, you're welcome.
I told you. I was like 5 seconds, dude. Get it done. Get it
Drew,
done.
do me a favor.
Yeah.
Shut off the video to our Gmail call. I want to see if that'll help something for the stream. There's a
Oh,
little bit of crackling going on with the mics.
Okay. We might be a little too loud potentially.
Maybe that's a problem, I guess. There's a little bit of crackling. Sorry, that's why I was so quiet that whole time. I was trying to figure out what the crackling was, and I was
All
trying
right,
to
hold
like,
on one
listen to
sec.
the
Let me
volume.
go to.
But
So,
some people-
our video is showing. Okay.
Yeah, so maybe if you shut that off, I don't know if that'll help stuff, but
A little bit of
everyone,
crackle.
yeah, everyone, I'm not frozen. I'm here. I was just trying to figure out, and then Brad pointed out, and somebody else pointed it out too. So it wasn't just my computer that was hearing the crackling audio. And Tobes just said, yeah, the audio is skipping occasionally or something. Yeah, I
That's
don't know
not
what
good,
the
I
hell
guess.
it is.
Oh, heavens.
This is a new setup that we're trying
boy.
here. We're trying out the
dear.
dual Yeti mics.
The only time it's crackling for me is when all three or multiple of us is talking, like are talking at the same time. Otherwise, when
so-
it's just solo performances, everyone's fine. So as long as we're not.
It's probably
As long as we're not all talking at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, so as long as we don't break out into a duet or three-part
no
harmony.
more
You're fine.
No more Queen.
Yeah, one day, Queen again.
Could you make sure the just the cable is pushed in there tight on the bottom there?
Shove it in.
Tighten up.
Tighten it
Tighten
up.
Also,
up.
if there is any way to turn down my volume.
No,
on
don't
your
tilt
end
it
a little
forward.
bit.
Just keep it up, yeah.
Okay.
But no, just because if you tilt it down, that directs it more towards like the fans and stuff like that. So it might pick up the fans if we do that. Let me know if that's any better, Greg. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm watching. I have the stream going in the background too. Right now, it's fine. It's been crystal clear. It's just when we were all talking at the same
We
time,
all
it was
talk at the
cracking
same
a little
time
bit,
for
and
it to-
popping. So,
Okay.
Chime in? I don't know.
Rammer Man says audio is so bad I can hear Greg.
Guys in the chat, let us know if that helped at all. When I was doing the PlayStation Experience reaction, everything sounded perfect.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did that.
Yeah, I just watched the whole thing. It was. We'll talk about that later.
God.
It was okay.
I saw the very beginning and then the last like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or I read like the stuff and then I was like, all right, so this conference was great. Or pretty decent.
Yeah, right. If you just watch certain portions.
and
Yeah.
I went back. I was like, "Oh, never mind. I watched the whole conference before."
All right, let's go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll get into the level update, guys. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Let's see what the chat says here. Good for now, says Brad. That's good.
Yeah, now it sounds fine. Sorry, I didn't mean to like stop the show for a second. I just wanted it to be.
It's not overly annoying because it isn't constant. If it's not constant, then it's
I didn't mean to
probably.
mess everything up for you guys.
It was
It's fine.
fine in the very beginning, and then it started up when we started Has No Game. Like, it was fine for the whole beginning, and then as soon as we started that segment, it just started.
It might
crashing.
be. The computer might be overwhelmed, is what it might be.
Maybe. I don't know.
And that's an issue that will be rectified hopefully soon once we're not dual streaming and having our computer overloaded by like 10 things going on at once.
Yeah. Are we
So.
still dual streaming?
We're still dual streaming until I know for sure that the Twitch app is available everywhere.
Oh.
And I still don't know for sure that it's even... Like, I don't know. I didn't see him say the other day, Brad, or anybody from the UK, Miss Mel, let us know if you have access to the Twitch app yet over there in Europe. Because last I checked, you guys didn't. And we're not going to go solo on the Twitch app until we know everybody can watch us.
Right.
55 people on the stream, though.
Nice. Thank you for joining us, guys. Really appreciate it. I'm getting an ad now. Why? It's because we're streaming from PC. You guys can't miss the ads anymore watching from PlayStation.
Okay, yeah, it sounds much better now. by the
Okay,
way.
good.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Level Uppers. This is the Level Up Show, episode 102. We're about to get into the Level Update, our discussion of the week's biggest gaming industry news. But first, thank you to a couple follows. We had, let's see here, 3 or 4 follows. Diplomatic89. Make sure to
Thank
follow
you.
us on the Level Up Show. Thank you to Tommy B. the Ginger and Claire Ator Burrito, if I'm not saying that right, I don't know. And Tats followed us on the network. Make sure to follow us on twitch.tv/the Level Up Show. We'd appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Got 55 people in the room. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Just hit that follow button if you can at the bottom of the screen. Let's get into the level update. Humming everything this week, Greg, aren't you?
I'm in a very Mariah Carey Christmas mood, so.
No, that's terrible.
First
You're
up,
welcome.
Final Fantasy 15 can be played from start to finish.
Shut
The
your
term,
mouth.
Quote, pre-beta version refers to the product of development on Final Fantasy 15 that was put together in October this year. We have managed to achieve 2 things with this pre-beta. We have managed to get the game in a state where you can play the whole thing through from the opening to the ending. By doing this, all the dev staff are now able to get a shared impression of the overall game. In short, we can now say that we have done the groundwork for finishing all the different areas of content in the game, and the overall product itself is to a high standard, polishing up each individual element and fine-tuning the gameplay. There are mechanics and elements that are still undergoing testing and are not implemented in the release code yet, but making it possible for all the dev staff to grasp an overall image of the game is very important for the next stage of the development process. As a programmer, I am now in a situation where I can concentrate on the process of optimization and will be pulling out all the stops to get the appeal of the finished product across to people as much as possible. We have polished the first half of the game to final retail quality and have established the final feel of the gameplay. By doing this, we have been able to extrapolate how much work will be necessary in order to bring all aspects of the game, including the feel of the gameplay and the standard of the visuals, up to the final quality level we envision. At the same time, we have been able to check how actual players will approach playing the game and the pace of their play by inviting valuable players from outside the company in for focus testing. We have entered the final phase of production now, where the technology and people's feelings and intuition come together, and this is where the programmers can really show their stuff. You can expect great things from us. That is kind of crazy. I didn't know it was that far along. Half the game is polished to final retail quality, and it's playable from start to finish. That's great news.
What the hell were they just running with?
Chocobos.
No. They were running on chocobos. What were the bony, armor-piercing stag-like things?
Those are, I think they look very similar to like an old school Final Fantasy monster. I can't remember the exact name. It kind of is like a unicorn, but very emaciated looking.
Bonus stags.
Bonus stags. Exactly. Thank you. Our
Thanks, Steve.
yes, our Final Fantasy expert over here, Dean. Bonus stags. Was that bonus stags or boner stags? Oh, I know.
You know.
Yeah, I'm also a Final Fantasy fan. Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's really exciting news.
No,
that probably means that they might be on track to really get this thing out in 2016, like they
Seems like
said.
Holiday.
Holiday is my guess. We're going to find out the final release date on Final Fantasy 15 at their event in March. They've promised that for several months now, and maybe Final Fantasy 7 is not that far behind that, according to the most recent news. So we'll talk about that
I
later.
had something said to me this evening, and I want to see how you react, because I really, spoilers for the chat out there, I actually don't know jack shit about Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Someone said to me, Final Fantasy VI is one of the best games of all time. It's better than Final Fantasy VII.
Those are the two best Final Fantasy
Is that
games.
true?
And yes, of the pre-7 stuff, 6 is 100% easily the best one of them
Yeah.
all. And it is right there with 7. I think my one grievance with 6, and this is one of the things people love about 6, is I think it actually has too many characters.
Okay.
I like a little bit more of a tighter focus on the characters, and 6, oh my god, I mean, I'm off here. I know there's over a dozen that eventually you can play as, and they all have a really great story, but since it's split up between so many of them, I feel like it has less of a focus
Yeah.
than 7 does, and that's what I really
just
appreciate
came
about
in
7.
and just started telling you things like I knew, like, because I talked to him it's a buddy of mine, Jen's, it's one of Jen's older cousins. He's like in his 30s, but I actually knew him. He's a musician.
Yeah.
And I actually knew him before I knew he was cousins with Jen. I knew him before I knew Jen.
Sure.
And then it turned out, like, I went
That's
to
funny.
their house for, like, a family thing, and I was like, I've been here before. And then he walked out, I was like, holy shit, you guys are related. So it was him, and we were talking about Final Fantasy, and, like, he's a man of very few words, and he was just like, saw that Final Fantasy 7 footage, because he knows, like, I'm all into games and
Yeah.
stuff, and I was like, oh, yeah, what you think? And he was like, Final Fantasy 6 is one of the greatest games of all time.
There's a
he left.
huge rivalry between 6 and 7
Yeah.
because 6 was pre-PlayStation back when Nintendo owned Final Fantasy, and then that really caused a lot of, that was kind of like the
also
Genesis
told
versus
9
like Nintendo. Like
very
it's
good.
what was that?
I was also told 9 is
Yeah.
very good.
9 is my
There's a-
second favorite Final Fantasy
Okay.
There's
game.
a lot of people that will argue to the death that 9 is better than 7.
I
Okay.
would say for me it's 7, 9, 6.
He was one of them. He said
Yeah,
9 was better.
and I hear it a lot. Like there's a lot of people.
9
like,
is almost tied with me for 7,
Yeah,
and a
there's
lot of people don't
like,
agree
Drew,
with that,
like,
but I love 9.
The thing that holds it up more for you is the nostalgia factor, and it's something that really got you into that type of game.
If I played 9 first, it probably would have been my
yeah,
favorite.
and that's the thing is
Yeah.
that if
Okay.
you look at it from a nostalgic view, 7 is better. For
And then
most
I
people.
asked him, if I want to get into it, which one should I play? Does it matter? He's like, no, they're all pretty much separate. Just play it. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, which one should I start with? He said, none of them. Play Chrono Trigger.
I might agree with that.
You should meet this guy, dude.
Chrono Trigger is.
All right on
Is his
par.
name Drew?
If we go down to it, Chrono Trigger, in my opinion, is better than Final Fantasy VI.
Whoa.
I think of the
Interesting.
anything
Greg
but
just grumbled at you.
pre-PlayStation RPGs, Chrono Trigger is the greatest of all time. If you go
Who's
pre-PlayStation,
making bold
All
statement?
right.
that's just my opinion.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of people that say that.
yeah, Chrono Trigger is very often referenced
Speaking of,
as.
because I don't think we bring it up at all. I was watching Final Fantasy VII gameplay
Yeah.
earlier today. I watched actually this guy stream for a while.
yeah.
It cleaned up really fucking good. Like I
I
usually
think
don't
it
care
cleaned
about
it
stuff
up.
like that, but they cleaned it up for the PC really good.
You're
know
talking
what?
about the
It's-
Steam port.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is because to me, the last thing I saw of it was the PS3 version. That's the last time I saw it. Which is all it was is they just said, "All right, we'll just emulate it from the PS1," and it's just very edgy and scraggly and it's very rough.
Sure.
And this is everything is smooth. Barrett's face, you can actually see details, other than he was just a black man. Like I can actually see what
When
he
you're
looked
in
like.
the actual combat, where the character models become a little bit better, as opposed to the chibi look when you're
Yeah.
just running on the overworld, yeah,
That's
they look
great.
pretty decent for PlayStation days.
Yeah.
The Gravy Biscuit said, didn't I like Final Fantasy IV as well? Anything besides 6 in the pre-PlayStation days, I played them, but I wasn't like, I don't know, I didn't get like sucked into
I
them.
really like 3. I'm actually a big fan.
3 was one that actually didn't come over to America originally.
No, I played
there's
it on
this-
DS.
See, this is the
Yeah.
thing. It's weird. 3 is what a lot of people consider 6 to
6,
be.
yeah.
Yeah, because when 6 came to America, it was Final Fantasy 3, and then finally they
Sorry, guys. I didn't know this was gonna happen.
fixed everything. Just Mike, start. I'm gonna go shut off
Alright.
the air because that's gonna bother me.
The game that Sony Santa Monica was teasing is Bound. The ballerina game that they had teased before was revealed this week. According to the developer, it's a not game, which is also a game.
That sounds dumb.
The fuck, man?
Have you heard anything about this,
No. Bound is a 3D platformer designed for people with a desire to concentrate on the narrative side of games and experience a mature story. All right.
Okay. That sounds really good.
You grabbed my attention so far.
Can't wait to play.
On the other side of the spectrum, Bound is also being prepared for hardcore gamers looking to challenge. That's not true. Looking to challenge one of the big one big puzzle that can only be solved by a community of players working together. All right, that's kind of better. The modern art style is for those of you who are interested in suprematism. Oh my god!
Yeah, this is
Speaking
a
of
kind of
Mickey
artsy.
Mouse- wait.
Kind of artsy.
Suprematism.
Yes.
Concertism,
Yes.
neoplasticism, and what Bauhaus has
Oh my
delivered.
God.
Whoa.
The main character is a ballerina and is based on work by dancer Maria Yudo. God damn it! And
I might just stop talking
her
and Greg and I will talk
choreograph-
about this because
her-
this is clearly a game Greg and I would play.
the soundtrack
I'm
will be a
stoked.
blend of ballet and electro. God, this is
Greg, am I right? This is the kind of game we play.
100%, you're right with that. From what I saw of all the reveals at PSX, I just kind of watched all the trailers and everything. I didn't watch the whole conference just because I didn't have time to.
Yeah.
But this was definitely one that I saw, and it's definitely on my radar for sure. I'm excited to see where it goes. Was there a release date or anything? No, right? It
No, I
wasn't
don't
even
think
a
so.
window.
They're kind of
But
just
yeah, it definitely looks
just announcing
enticing
it.
for sure. It looks like a different. I really like Drew and I both. I think I can speak for both of us when we say we like different games, especially ones that go and try to tell like a unique or totally different story from any other game that's been released before. So this is definitely on my radar. I'm excited for this. Sorry,
I
Dean
mean,
and Mike.
I like different games. I just don't like dumb ones, dude. You know?
It
How
just
do
it
we
has
know-
that artsy kind of thing that Journey had in a sense. I don't know. It looks like it's experimental. They're trying new things. I like that. I like when they go for you like Flower, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
but I just wouldn't like this.
No, I'm 100%.
I don't think that
I'm
you
not
would
even
like
gonna
this,
Play
no.
around like I'm like,
No,
I'm
you
like
you
fucking-
100%. I
No.
can tell you right now, we're not gonna even. Talk
What was the
This
game?
is-
What was the game during? What was it? The VGAs or the PSX? Where I was like, this looks like a game everyone's gonna call charming. I was
Oh my
like,
god! Yeah, fucking. Oh, I can't remember what.
Was it during PSX?
Yeah, it was
I
your
can't remember.
PSX.
Was it the PSX or?
It was 100% PSX.
or VGAs.
Yeah, it was PSX.
Can't remember
You
the
were
game
saying-
though.
You came into it late, and I remember talking with Rick about it.
Dean, why don't you take the next story? This is kind of your style here.
Mass Effect.
No, wrong.
I got it. I got
The first word was mass, so Dean immediately went to Mass Effect.
That's all I can think about. It's a rumor. Mass production on Nintendo NX begins in Q2 of 2016,
That's a massive
which I don't
fact.
believe.
No?
No. And I'll tell you why, but let me read the story first, alright? Digitimes writes, Nintendo's new game console is scheduled to enter mass production at the end of the first quarter of 2016, and despite the fact that the Japan-based company is targeting to ship 20 million units in 2016, the device's upstream component suppliers expect shipments to only reach around 10 to 12 million units. Foxconn Electronics, Han High Precision Industry reported. That reminds me of like the first time someone read when you like first read Shield. The movie's like, yeah, I get a new name for that. Reportedly has been chosen to manufacture the device, but the company declined to comment on its clients for orders. Excuse me. The new console is estimated to enter mass shipments in the second quarter. In addition to Foxconn, suppliers such as Foxconn Technology, Macronix, Pixart Imaging, Coxon Precise Industrial, Nishoku Technology, Delta Technology, Linkson Precision Industries, and Jantech will also supply components for the device. Digitimes Research expects Microsoft's Xbox One and Sony's PlayStation 4 to achieve shipments of 13 and 18 million units respectively in 2016, and if Nintendo's new console is able to ship 10 million units a year, the company will then be able to maintain its competitiveness in the markets.
I love that Dean and Mike got the two stories with all the hardest words to say because
I didn't play that. It wasn't rigged or anything like that. No, first. It was a Golem. that you thought was too like charming and not for you?
I'll look it up and I'll tell
Yes, I think so.
The virtual reality one?
Yeah.
Because I was totally like, this looks great!
I
Yeah,
didn't-
me
I
too.
It
didn't-
was.
I
Or no,
didn't
It
say-
was the one with 3 letters to it.
Hob.
Hob. I think
I
that
think,
was
I
it.
think it was.
Damn it! I thought that one looked good too!
No, it wasn't Hob.
No, it was okay. So it was
Hob because I
Golden.
was watching Hob and I was like, that looks fun. Actually, it reminded me of Brothers.
Remind me
Okay,
of Knack.
so
Yeah.
yes, all right. So it was Golden. Then
I
you're
actually
right.
kind of like Knack too.
Knack's awesome.
But it was something. No,
True.
yeah, it was like one of those things, and then just the way they were talking about it, everybody was like, "Oh, how about this? Just looks so charming. It's gonna be really fun." I'm gonna fucking hate this game already.
Alright, well, back to why you don't think
Yeah,
Nintendo
because
X
it's a
NX.
weird time for them to launch it.
No, it's not that they're saying Q2 is when they're launching it.
Yeah.
It's when they start mass production. They have to start production on these things much earlier than when it releases.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but
They gotta
And they
make
have a
10 million
big-
of these damn things.
You gotta remember, they have a big announcement scheduled for tomorrow.
yeah,
And
I don't.
there's-
I
That's
don't
true,
know.
they do.
Did you didn't
Yeah,
put it in there?
I didn't put it in here, but
Okay,
that's-
guys,
yeah.
and yeah, for those of you that don't know, there's a big Nintendo Direct announcement teasing big news essentially.
You know it's not going to be this, right?
So here's my thought
It's going to
process.
be like the duck from
They're all
Duck
gonna
Hunt
be
from
dressed as
Smash
like
Bros.
The duck from Duck Hunt. How does that work?
Oh my god! Can you imagine? That would be the greatest
That's
thing ever.
such a Nintendo thing. Dude. They're like, we
Dude.
have huge news. You can get a red controller now.
The dog from Duck Hunt is in Super Smash
the,
Brothers.
dog is in it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's
Dog
not as a playable character.
Okay.
No. He's in it as a playable character.
How does that work?
You can play as the fucking dog from Duck Hunt.
I thought it was just like one of the.
Nope, it's in. He's
Wait.
there, and you can play as him.
How? What are the?
What is
What
the
is the
control?
move
There's a
set?
couple. He can spawn the hunter, like who you actually play as. There's a little sprite that pops up, and it kind of like acts
Did
as
she
like
know what I look like?
Acts like a sentry gun for like a minute, and it shoots. He can like throw ducks. He is like basically running
So
like melee. and
he's
stuff.
essentially not a tournament character at all. He's just there because
He's the
boxing
Duck
games.
Hunt dog. What do you mean? Yeah, he's a tournament character. He's the dog.
I'm just saying. I don't think he's.
No,
ever
I'm
gonna
saying
use.
now they're gonna add the duck. That's gonna be their news.
No,
be
I
something
think
like
it's.
that.
I think it's gonna be like. It's gonna be one of their stupid like. We have big news for an announcement on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
getting people all in there excited, and then on Monday it's gonna be like, guys, there are big things coming for Nintendo. Stay tuned for Q1, and that's gonna be
Yeah.
pretty much it. Like
So
that's
when
going
do
to be what they do.
So if they're producing them in Q2 of 2016, then they're probably
Holiday.
planning
Holiday.
to launch them
Right before holiday,
Yep.
like September,
which is
October.
still a weird time for them to do it.
No,
Why
It's
would
a
you think
weird
holidays are weird time to
It's
launch a console?
Not that holiday is the fact that it's the middle of the life cycle of the Xbox One and PS4.
God, they've been stuck on that for the last 2 generations.
I'm telling you,
you're just holding on to my Wii U needs of built-in value.
mine. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about what you.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the NX is coming out next holiday. It is launching with Zelda, and it's going to be a cross-generational thing. Zelda, Wii U, coming out on the
that
same...
doesn't bother me at all. I have no problem with that. I just think it's gonna be weird. It's a weird time to launch a console.
Do you think it's not going to be successful?
No, I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't. As much as I would fucking love to see like Nintendo come out swinging and be like, we're back. Here's Zelda. Here's an HD console. It's just as powerful as this. Like, it's never gonna fucking happen.
Does Conker come out with them? I'm back, bitches!
It's not gonna happen. Like, they're too Nintendo anymore. Like, they're gonna come out and be like, hey guys, and trip over themselves, and it's gonna fucking suck.
Derek just said Dean and Drew slap bet. I've talked with Dean about this before. I will never, ever slap bet Dean.
No, I
because
won't.
I imagine Dean being the Hawaiian guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall that knocks a guy out with his slap.
I don't wanna slap anybody.
I swear to God, he's got the heaviest hand I've ever seen. I high-fived him once, and I was like, what the hell did I just high-five? That was like a brick
They're
wall.
kind of feminine, I always thought. My fingers are like pretty thin.
You got a heavy hand, man.
I'll take it. I'm gonna take this.
I'm not slap betting Dean, ever. Ever. Not gonna happen.
I'm not trying to slap anybody. I just think it's gonna be bad. I think it's gonna be bad. I want it to be good. In fact, if it does come out and it's getting positive buzz and they have Zelda, I'll be like, fuck this Wii U. I'm gonna get this and play Zelda on it. Fuck that Wii U.
Spider-Man!
I don't know. I'm very
Or also known as
apprehensive
the
about it.
Superman pose now.
Also, yes.
Real apprehensive.
All
about that.
right, Greg, take the final story, man.
You guys are crazy. Can I just say that before I read the city story number 1? Number 2, on Drew's tombstone, it's going to read, Knack was awesome. I just love that.
You know what? I'm gonna stick by that till the day I die.
Whenever
When that
Knack
game
literally
released,
comes
it was
out-
a fun game.
I liked it.
Knack literally comes up and Drew's just like, I love Knack. Oh, it just makes me laugh every time.
like-
I love it.
I've got no shame for that game.
It was
I've
good.
never played it, so I can't judge it, but I just love how
Knack
much
gets a
Drew
lot of
is-
flack, but I got no shame for that game.
Whoa.
Wow.
Dr. Seuss in the room,
Greg,
ladies
that
and
seems
gentlemen.
like a game that you would enjoy, I feel like.
Yeah, I just missed that because I didn't get my console right at launch. I got
It's
it
just-
mid-December
it's just
at
cool.
Toys
It's
R
like a
Us.
fun old school platformer like Jack and Daxter, like Crash, and it looks amazing. It
Wait,
looks so
are we
good.
still talking about Knack?
I'm talking about
You
Knack.
never played it, Greg?
No,
Oh, it's totally your style, man.
Yeah, you
that's
would love
what Dean
it.
was just saying. Yeah,
It's a fun diversion, like 8 hours, real quick.
Yeah.
Cough trophy war cough.
Yeah, for trophies, 100% worth it.
Ooh,
Do it.
I liked your pun there.
And
You're
also,
welcome.
read the story.
All right. Yes, Master. Sorry, Master. Disney had plans for a Kingdom Hearts animated series. IGN's Alex Osborne writes, Square Enix and Disney had plans for a Kingdom Hearts television adaptation, but the project was ultimately canceled, unfortunately for us. As revealed by Did You Know Gaming via Game Informer, an animated adaptation was put into production following the success of the first Kingdom Hearts, which released on PlayStation 2 back in 2002. Storyboard artist Seth Kearsley of Disney's television animation division was hired to write and direct a pilot for the potential series. Despite testing well with audiences, however, Disney and Square Enix decided to scrap the project because it was a, quote, vastly different interpretation, end quote, of the original game story. With plans for additional games, there was a concern the show would conflict with the overall plot. At the end of this story, my dilemma with this is, number one, a television show based on Kingdom Hearts, they could have totally done it without the main characters, and it would have been beautiful and amazing, number one. Number two, that's what they were concerned about with confusing their plot, was a television show, not
Right?
7,000 different games.
This is where you draw the line, Square Enix?
Like,
Not at
that, like,
375 divided by 7.15 pi?
That's literally my point, though. It's like every game is a different divisional number where they're trying to figure out an equation that doesn't exist. But this is what's going to confuse people, so we can't make it television.
Listen, I understand it, and I like this. I'm glad that this didn't happen.
No,
I would
no.
actually rather them wait until the entire saga is summed up and then bring it into a TV show.
I want a TV show.
I do
I want a TV show too.
Give it to
This
me.
is going to be right in the
would
same
watch a TV
vein
show.
if they did it right as Clone Wars, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and Star Wars Rebels. Which, by the way, speaking of television shows, aka Fargo and The Leftovers that you need to watch, everybody, please fucking watch Star Wars Rebels. It's so
Netflix, right?
It's so good. Star Wars Rebels is not. It's current right now on Disney XD. But Star Wars:
Oh,
The Clone
okay.
Wars, all 6 seasons, and the 6th and final season was Netflix only. So you can only catch the ending of Clone Wars on Netflix. So please,
Greg,
go do yourself a favor. It's so
We had a
good.
question in the chat, and
Yes.
I don't know the answer, so let's find out right now.
Okay.
Ghost Games wants to know, are you and Greg ever doing a Trophy Wars again?
Yeah.
Ooh. Should we even talk
we-
about this yet? I don't know if we're ready to talk about this
I
yet.
think we can definitively
Yeah.
say whether or not we're going to do one.
We're doing a trophy war. It's going to be a variation a little bit on last time, but more news to come on that later.
Yes.
Yeah. There will
We
be.
got
There
some
will
time.
be another trophy war,
We got some time.
and it's going to be even better than the first trophy war. I'll tell you that
Gonna
right
be,
now.
Gonna be
It's gonna be
Greg's
awesome.
comeback.
What was that,
It's gonna
Greg?
be- It's gonna be Greg's comeback. It's gonna be like Creed. It's gonna be like Rocky kind of fizzled out. And
Well,
then-
but, okay, never mind. I'm not going to talk about it. Spoiler alert. I'm not going to talk about
I'm
Creed.
just going to stay quiet as a mouse this time and let you be your own worst enemy.
Greg, we need a game plan this time. Me and you are going to sit down and talk about this for hours and come up with a perfect strategy. We're going to make a comeback.
It's hard to make a perfect strategy when you're fighting against perfection.
I thought you were just going to shut up and let Greg be his worst enemy.
that sums up Dean during Trophy Wars. He says one thing and he does the opposite.
Guys, Skype lines are live. Feel free to call in right now on Skype at the Level Up Show,
Greg.
spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces.
He never said he
Stay
was gonna
quiet
lose
as a
the Trophy
mouse,
War.
everybody. Sorry, you can't mess with perfection.
Wait, Greg, he never said he was going to lose the trophy war, so how does he do the opposite?
Yeah.
Wait, what? No, I'm saying.
He's like, what? No, that's not what I said.
I'm talking about right now, Michael.
Hard to
Michelle, the Trophy Wars doesn't concern you right now. It concerns Dean going down. I'm delusional.
While we're waiting for a call here, guys, don't forget to follow us on twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. To the 14 watching live from PlayStation, jump over there. Go on the PS4 Twitch app if you have access. It's in the TV video area of your PS4. Download that bad boy. Log into your account and follow The Level Up Show. It's our more active, higher quality stream.
Dean. Nice
Super
laptop,
Dave says,
sucker.
I still have Knack.
Listen to that.
Big Benny.
Big Benny.
He meant to say sticker. He's like, nice laptop, sucker.
Thanks. Thank you, son of a bitch. Appreciate that.
Bradley, why
Oh,
are
God,
you
what are
pointing
you
out
doing?
Kilgrave? Why are you pointing out Kilgrave?
No, stop.
What's happening?
Can I hear him? Nope, I
No, we
cannot.
can't.
Oh, you're muted,
I actually
bro.
don't know.
Hold
I
on,
think I
hold
hate
on.
it
No,
more
I know
this
it's
way.
wrong. I know it's wrong.
I hate it more this way, Drew.
It's even creepier. Hold on one second,
I
Brad.
really like it.
It needs to get, it's trying to go to the Yeti
I like
speaker.
it. He looks like a frog
Where's
choking
the,
on his own
I
spit.
don't-
Look at him, look at him. Looks like a frog choking on spit.
What's
It's
happening?
like,
Why can't I hear him? Hold on.
Okay.
Oh,
Hello.
there we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
there
Here we
he
go.
is.
There we go.
What's going on, Brad? What do you want to talk about today?
PSX.
Are you
PSX? No, you're calling in too early. You're going to have to do that later. We're not ready to talk about PSX yet. Change your topic right now.
Christmas.
Christmas? I can talk about Christmas. We're about to show a Christmas trailer in just a moment.
Oh yeah.
A movie trailer that's so Christmas themed.
I'm
It's
guessing
happy
it's,
and
I'm guessing
holiday
it's-
flavored.
Joyce.
I'm guessing it's Compass. Is that it?
What was it?
Compass.
It's a good guess, maybe.
That's a good guess.
It's a very good guess.
It's almost
I
exactly
don't know
right.
why.
It's almost exactly right. Yeah.
It's almost like somebody went to our website and looked at the outline.
Yeah.
It's like.
Bradley, what did you ask Santa Claus for Christmas this year?
Oh my
Haircut.
god. It's like I asked for. I'm not doing that. I asked for a lot of stuff. A lot. Like
Well,
games.
name one.
Game. Like, I want Just Cause 3. That's what I want.
Just Cause 3.
Yes.
I hear that the game is fun, but it's very
Shallow.
buggy. Very buggy is what I
Yeah.
heard as well.
Is it? Ooh. Then.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Heard
I hear that.
crazy load times, like the longest load times you've ever seen,
And it's actually
crazy
pretty
bugs.
bad on Xbox versus PS4.
But I heard that the game itself, if they could just polish those things, maybe in a patch, is actually a lot of fun.
I hope they fix it soon because I want that game.
Unfortunately, they laid
Looks
off
good.
half of their team.
Did they?
Actually, 3/4 of their
Ooh,
team.
bummer. Right around the holidays, too.
About 2 weeks ago.
Ugh, that's rough.
Bollocks.
That's really sad. But no, I would. I don't know what I would do on that one, Brad. I hear it's fun. I hear that they need to put a little extra work into that one there.
Yeah, it's either
You're
that
taking a
or-
risk.
It's either that or might get maybe a Telltale game like Minecraft or what do you call it? Back to Future because I haven't played that one yet.
I heard that's one of the bummer Telltale games.
You just said the two worst Telltale games that were made.
I did
so
hear that was pretty bad.
Have you played Tales from the Borderlands, Brad?
Nope.
I hear that one's
that
good.
is what you need to play then.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Is it on disc yet?
No.
And are you a Game of Thrones fan?
I've never watched it.
Oh, okay.
I started.
Well, still, either way, I heard
Well,
that
no,
one's not too bad.
fuck any game. You need to watch all the Game of Thrones. You
Yeah,
need to get
watch the
box
TV
sets.
show
You should
and then
watch
play the
the show.
game.
I mean,
I
you can do
watched-
them individual, but there are characters that pop in on the game that you all have no
idea
significance
why, yeah.
to unless you
The
watch
last,
it.
the last thing I think I watched a bit of it, and this is from the first season when they pushed that kid out the window. When the brother and sister are having sex in the tower.
Best description ever.
That's a good description, yeah.
They were having sex. Meh.
That's the synopsis. That's like
Right,
on my
that is
Comcast. Pretty much exactly
right.
what it says, word for word.
What? Sex?
Two people having sex in a tower.
Brother and sister have sex in the tower and they push a kid
Yep.
out of the
There's
window.
other good stuff. There's Mother of Dragons. They show her boobs for a while.
Yeah, first season only though. Then she signed a contract saying no more.
Were you
boobs.
saying that you didn't like it because of that?
This episode's so weird?
This is the
Probably
oddest
Hall of
episode we've
Fame.
had in a while.
It's off the rails so far.
It's me. I make the show weird.
You
Drew,
make everything
Drew
weird,
makes
Brad.
the show. I make the show weird.
All right, man. We're gonna move on. Thanks for calling in, Brad.
Hey, Christmas tree. Can you see my Christmas
I
tree?
don't know what happened, dude. There's just arguments about trophy wars.
And I'm doing. Okay, see you later.
Level up.
Level up.
So I'm sorry. Everybody.
Why'd you guys talk about that in the first
I know, I'm
place?
ruining everything, dude. About Final Fantasy and
Oh. Tobes
Tobes!
resubscribing for 3 months. That is 1/4 of a year. If you guys. Don't know.
Big Benny also says that he just subbed, he or she.
Yeah, he might be mistaken for follow. He probably followed us. Thank you, Big Benny,
Okay,
for
then.
followed us. But you probably followed on the Level Up Network. Make sure to go to
Level Up called me a
twitch.tv
sucker?
/The Level Up Show. What was that?
Level
Yeah,
Up
Big Benny
called
called you a sucker.
Yeah.
Thanks for the follow.
All right, let's get back into the level update here so we don't fart
What?
farts too far behind.
What the hell is going on?
We got a new T-shirt coming.
Incredible.
Oh, never mind. We're
This
actually
is
gonna
our-
do our. We were just talking about a trailer. Let's get to
Apparently
that
our
first.
stream we've ever done.
Holly Jolly.
Yeah.
Holly Jolly it up.
Wait, what? What are we talking about?
Farting, apparently.
What is happening?
We're talking about farts, Greg.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the kids jingle bells.
Merry Christmas!
Looks like Martha Stewart threw up in here.
This is delicious, honey.
It's a little dry.
Well, mine's delicious.
Mine's dry.
Do you want to trade?
Adam Scott's awesome.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
With those holiday greetings and gifts.
How we were going to survive Christmas with 12 people stuck in a house with no heat and no electricity.
Or food.
There's plenty of leftovers, Howard.
Here it is.
It's the weirdest thing. There's no cars, no
Oh my
people.
God, you never throw your letter from Santa away. Come on, children.
We heard something on the roof.
The hell's this?
St. Nicholas is not coming this year. Instead, a much darker, ancient spirit.
Those are hooves. Elk or a goat?
What kind of goat walks on its hind legs?
His name is Krampus. He and his helpers did not come to give, but to take.
Everybody, hold on to each other.
He is the shadow of St. Nicholas.
It's Christmas. Nothing bad's gonna happen on Christmas.
If you guys don't know, the director also did Trick or Treat, which is a really, really great Halloween movie.
One of our friends actually already saw it, Dan Piesh.
Oh, did he?
And he loved it.
Oh, Krampus.
Yeah, he saw Krampus.
It looks like the Grinch, his hand when it comes out. It's all like curly, like Grinch hands.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
I'll go with that, yeah. Pretty accurate.
Thanks, guys.
Greg, are you at all interested in that one?
Seeing it not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday.
For a trashy, what's it called again?
Crappy Movie Tuesday.
What was it?
Crappy Movie Tuesday.
Crappy movie. I always want to say trashy.
I don't know why. I don't get dressed up in like a short black cocktail dress or anything. Go see the movie. Just go.
Maybe you should, Greg. Maybe you should.
I go as Trashy Movie Tuesday. I go in a trash bag. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think it looks like fun. I like. I don't mind personally these kind of things. Dean was really offended by this earlier.
It's not offense. I just hate it. Like
everything needs to be. You just hate that everything needs to be gritty.
Exactly.
And I get that. This is the reason I'm okay with this is because this is nothing new.
Right.
It's not like they invented this to fuck with people.
No, but it's also like. It's just like, give it a fucking break. It's the one time of the year, dude, that everyone's like, not making these dark gritty, like, it's just fucking nice, and like, everyone's being friends and family, it's Christmas time. And they're like, nope, we're putting out the fucking Krampus. Like, come on. Just make a Christmas movie. Make a new Christmas movie. Where's Tim Allen at? He's not doing it. Santa's
I mean, we got enough Christmas movies coming out.
Right.
Dude,
There's a few of them. You got The Night Before, which is like a comedy one, and then you got the horror one.
Oh, I need to
Krampus.
see that so bad.
I want to see that.
Yeah,
that was funny.
I need to see it really bad.
All right. Moving on. Level update part 2. Let's get into it. First up.
Definitely don't want to fart behind. That was funny. I'm still thinking about it and almost like laughing. I can feel it.
PlayStation 2 remasters have been confirmed for the PS4. The first batch of PS2 games for PlayStation 4 are now available on the PlayStation Store. Sony revealed earlier this week. I'm excited to announce that you'll be able to purchase and play PS2 games on your PS4 via PlayStation Store in the Americas and Europe. SCE Worldwide Studios President Shuhei Yoshida said in a post on PlayStation Blog. Shoo! A total of 8 fan favorites will be able for purchase, including, this is probably the best in my opinion, Dark Cloud for $15.
Yes, that's good.
You also got Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas, Rogue Galaxy, The Mark of Kree, all those 15, and then you've got Twisted Metal Black and War of the Monsters for $10. Each game will feature trophy supports, as well as up-rendered 1080p visuals. The titles will also support PlayStation 4's other key features, including remote play, live broadcast, share play, and activity feeds. So these are not just like emulation here. This is these are remasters.
So is this like the emulation news what it actually was? I'm just getting misconstrued, you think?
It is emulation. It is, but since they're adding these features, there's more work being put into this, and that's why it's not like $5. Like they're $10 or $15 because there's a little bit more involved here.
Right.
Some upscaling, some they made it so that you can remote play, live broadcast, share play.
There's nothing yet for me that I'm like, yeah, gotta get it. Anything for you guys out of this?
No, Dark Cloud is great, but Dark Cloud 2 is where it was excellent. Dark Cloud 2 is such a good game.
If they do that Spider-Man 2 movie game, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind, dude.
What about the original?
With trophies,
Spider-Man?
I'd play that. I actually like the original.
I think that was my favorite out of all.
They're both very good.
I think what's really disappointing about this news, and I'm kind of surprised Sony didn't think of this or at least try to rectify this, you can't get your PS2 classics that you already bought on.
Right, and that's dumb to me.
And I guess it's because of this whole thing where it's about the trophy support, and they're not just giving you your PS2 classics back catalog, they're bringing new games to PS4.
But how many times do you
trophy
need
support.
to buy these games from them?
That's what's annoying.
You know,
yeah.
it's like, and I get it to an extent though. Like, you know, like I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way.
What you guys in the chat? What is the one PS2 game that you would like to be remastered with trophies and 1080p visuals and all that good stuff? Let us know in the chat.
Halo Modern Combat.
Get down with some Spyro or something like that too, like an old school platform.
I was saying actually, Danny, for some reason, Danny's really into Crash Bandicoot and Spyro right now, and Katie found her like a Crash Bandicoot. Recently.
Greg, do you have any PS2 games that you would love to come over? Oh, Greg, you must have muted your mic again. That's why we haven't heard you in a while. Like, nope, we can't hear you.
I like it.
Did you press the button on your Yeti? Now that I have one, I wonder if you accidentally pressed the button on your Yeti. No? All right, I'm going to have to call you back.
His just goes in and out. It happens a lot before we start doing power-ups, too. It happens.
Really? Go ahead, Mike. I'll get Greg back set up.
You have to start the video, though.
Sure. You got it.
I mean, I can do it.
Nope, good. You're good.
Nintendo's NX won't be like the Wii or the Wii U. IGN's Alex Osborne writes, Nintendo isn't looking to create the next version of the Wii or Wii U with NX, according to President and CEO Tetsume Kimishima. Instead, the company wants its next platform to offer something completely new. And Greg, we still can't hear you. I like this.
At all?
Oh, there we go.
It is.
Oh.
As far as NX goes, I've said it's different and obviously a new experience. Kimishima told Time. The Nintendo exec then spoke to the company's troublesome transition between the Wii and Wii U, noting how difficult it is to explain to the consumer base what is different and new about the new hardware. It's difficult to convince them to switch from their current platform to the next. Bearing this in mind, the company is taking a completely new approach with NX, aiming to offer something that is entirely different from its prior hardware. I can assure you that we're not building the next version of the Wii or Wii U. Kimishima added, it's something unique and different.
That's racist.
It's I got nothing on that.
Dean just looks like it. Yep.
It's something unique and different. It's something where we have to move away from those platforms in order to make it something that will appeal to more of our customer base.
Boom.
I think they need to be talking about it. It's like it's time to start telling people what it is, what it can do. Get people excited. You put it into mass production before you told anybody what the fuck it is. I don't know if anybody cares.
Maybe that's tomorrow. I mean, we might, right?
Yeah, maybe that's true.
I mean, if it's coming out next holiday, it's okay that they haven't revealed it yet, but it needs to be soon.
Yeah, I'll tell you what would be big if it comes out and it is just called like Nintendo.
That would be pretty cool.
I'm gonna take that as the sign that like, okay,
reboot.
We're ready. We're doing things.
I think it would be cool if they brought back Super in some way.
That would be cool.
Even if it was the Super Wii.
The Super
Like,
Wii
not that I
U.
want Wii to come back as a name, but like
If
Super
they-
something.
if
The
they
Super
said
Wii
that
U
shit, they're
Cube.
like, we're not building the next Wii U, and then it came out Super Wii U. I fucking blow my
I
face.
just want a Super Wii U Cube.
Yeah, that would be pretty backwards there. Like an oxymoron. Super Wii U. That's an
We
oxymoron right
told
there.
you it wasn't the Wii U.
Go ahead, Dean. You're up with this story, which was catered to you.
Yes, thank you. I'm so.
I
excited
do
about
this for you, Dean.
I notice. It doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate it. WB Montreal is making 2 more DC Universe games. I can die happy. Game Informer writes, the studio behind Batman Arkham Origins is recruiting for 2 new games, both of them focused on expanding the DC Comics universe. According to the studio's site, the developer is looking to hire for a variety of positions tied to the upcoming AAA games. The exact properties within the DC brand aren't specified, but the studio's previous work might provide a hint. WB Montreal developed the background DLC for Rocksteady's Arkham Knight, and that piece of content hints at a Justice League villain, so that's one option. Another potential property is Suicide Squad. Both of those are the ones being rumored. A lot of people are throwing around Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they do Superman, Rocksteady's going to be the one to
I agree.
take a stab at that.
If we're gonna get another Superman game, it needs to be given to like an established, like great developer who's actually gonna do it right.
What would you feel about either a Cyborg or an Aquaman game?
I mean, it depends, I guess. It depends what it looks like. It depends what they're going with in terms of gameplay.
Yeah, I'm open to anything.
I feel like
Yeah.
Cyborg would actually not be a bad route for video games just because there is upgrades. It's not like, Superman, congratulations, you upgraded your laser vision.
I think as
No,
much as
but
we
it
think
could
that would be cool,
Like, they could start off the game where, like, you know, he was weakened by in some capacity, and he's slowly gaining his strength back.
here's the thing. I
Kinda
think
like
as much
God
as
of
we
War.
think that would be cool because we know the more, I don't even want to call them obscure, but the lesser known characters, they're going to go with characters that are well established, known to the mainstream audience. That's why they're going to do a Superman or a Justice League. Like, they're going to go with one of those well established characters. Do you agree, Greg?
I'm seeing them going more towards the Suicide Squad theory. To me, is the one that's most likely, especially because the last game that they did work on was Arkham Origins. And spoiler alert for Arkham Origins, even though it's been out forever now. At the end of that game, the after credit sequence, they go and they find Deathstroke in his jail cell, and they hand him a file as if they're recruiting him. So I totally see them going the Suicide Squad route, especially with the movie coming out. I just feel like that's kind of smart on their part, advertising-wise, to push that out. Maybe if they get that out at the same time. And they haven't been doing anything besides the Batgirl DLC that we know about, but obviously they have 2 more games coming. I don't see them doing a Justice League or anything big. It just doesn't make
I'm
sense.
surprised none of you guys said Red Hood.
No, I don't see them doing
Not
Red Hood.
after
I
we
would
just
love
got
to see them
what
do a
was
Batman
essentially Red
Beyond
Hood.
game.
Right, we just got Red Hood in Arkham Knight. It wasn't, but it was, you know, kind of Red
Yeah,
Hood.
and I don't really think like the Red Hood is strong enough to carry the entire.
I
game.
agree.
Like,
Yeah.
the most obscure I could see them going, which is not even that obscure, is probably Green Arrow, just because it lends itself so well to that, the gameplay, the assets that they already have.
But
it's another like kind of detective Batman, you know, character.
And think
So
about it,
yeah.
even like the grappling and stuff, he's got
Yeah.
like the arrows swinging around. That makes so much sense.
What about Green Lantern?
Fuck yeah, dude! If they can do
That'd
it,
be cool.
I still think they
That'd
need
be
to go
awesome.
with like the Justice League one where you can choose what hero tackles the issues at any given time.
They can easily do a Justice League game. Just look at they need to look at Grand Theft Auto, where you can swap from character to character.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
Think of that,
still
man.
seeing, realistically, I don't think they're getting any big solo superheroes. My fingers are crossed and hoped for, because I still think these are big properties, but I just think that they would be given them either Batman Beyond or Teen Titans, I think is what's going to
Both
be
of
the
those would be so rad.
Batman Beyond would be amazing.
Batman Beyond would be cool.
That's such a good show.
I have a theory that the most recent DLC that they came out with, one of the Arkham episodes, was all about Tim Drake as Robin. Spoilers for Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
It's about after the events of the game, and he's constantly he's really down on himself. He's always hard on himself. He's got Barbara on his comm, always like, you're not him. And he's like, he would have done this. He's like, I'm not fast enough yet. He's like, he would have done this way, and blah blah blah. And like, they kind of are setting him up to seem like he's trying to like build himself to get there. So like,
Yeah.
I'd be down for a Robin game where he's like getting ready to take up the mantle. You know?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool.
There's so many like potential great ideas. DC, I think DC is awesome. Like
DC
they're
is awesome, dude.
They're
My
you know
favorite.
roundup of characters.
Yeah.
What was that, Greg?
I said they're my favorite.
Yeah, I'm more of a DC guy personally, to be honest with you.
Marvel's killing it right now, but DC's villains and their storylines, I think, are just more intriguing to me.
I think DC's got better villains, hands down.
Yeah.
Well, Batman specifically.
Yeah. Batman's got the best villains by far.
I mean, you got Brainiac, you got
both, dude. I love
Darkseid. You got a lot of really good ones overall that aren't just Batman oriented.
Gorilla God, Reverse Flash. Flash is showing good light on them.
Gorilla
Deathstroke
God is
was
actually, I
also-
think, one of the weakest. I mean, it's a good villain, but I feel like it's just like
at the end of the day, it's
we need a villain. All right, well, what do you want to make him? A gorilla.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, make him smart though. Okay. Like I don't know. It's kind of weak to me, but no. Overall, I do feel like DC has a lot of really good ones.
DC is awesome. Yeah.
Greg, why don't you take the last story, man?
On it. For a limited time, PlayStation Now is $99.99 for a one-year subscription. IGN's Alex Osborne writes, starting December 8th, Sony will be offering a 12-month subscription option for the PlayStation Now. According to the PlayStation blog, this limited time offer grants access to the cloud-based streaming service for just $99.99, providing a savings of over 55% off the standard monthly price. In addition, Warner Brothers is bringing several of its titles to the PlayStation Now service this coming Tuesday, including Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham Origins, as well as Mortal Kombat, Injustice, Gods Among Us, and a host of LEGO games.
Really,
Which is really cool.
the newest Mortal Kombat game.
I'm not sure which Mortal Kombat it is. No, that's 9, isn't it? That's when they restarted the franchise, Mortal Kombat 9, and then this most recent one was Mortal Kombat 10X, Mortal Kombat X.
Oh, okay.
So that's the one that came out on PS3 and Xbox 360. This is pretty wild, though. I mean, for a month it's $20. For 3 months it's $45. So if you extrapolate there, 20 times 12, that's $240, and now we're getting it for $99.99. As it said there, 55% discount. That's huge.
Yeah.
What was it monthly before this?
20.
And it still is 20 a month.
No, now it's like $8 a month. That's awesome. That's a freaking discount there.
Yeah,
like that's
awesome.
huge. That's everybody. Remember when we announced PlayStation Now? Everybody's like, "Oh no, this should have been Netflix prices." Well, now it's cheaper than Netflix. Actually, if you go with HD Netflix is $10 a month. This is cheaper, and you're getting games streamed. If they can get the catalog better, I think this is a great service for that price.
Yeah.
Does it? I hear a lot of feedback that like some of the frame rates are iffy. Like as far as like.
All depends on your connection, you know.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, I know. Greg, didn't you try it out and said it worked perfectly?
Yeah, it worked really, really well. I did God of War Ascension on PS Now. I did The Last of Us a bit, and there was one that I just tried like a month ago. I'm forgetting the game. It was really good though. It was your internet connection, as long as it's solid. It's basically you can test it off if you do share play. So if your share play connection is not stuffing for your friends at all, the PS Now connection is just as solid as that because you're not connecting to anything else online. So
I
if your
heard the
friends
bigger
can watch
issue
it-
is not so much frame rate; it's a little bit of latency. So certain games just kind of don't make sense. Like if it's a fighting game, you're gonna feel that latency. But if you're playing like an RPG, nah, you'll be fine. It's good.
I might try it out. I still have that like free trial. They give you that week free trial.
Yeah, that's for everybody. Everybody can get a 7-day free trial if you want to try it out. Just make sure that you unsubscribe. I think they will automatically charge you after
to
those
your
7
card.
days if you don't keep track of that. I hate that. That's so annoying.
That does suck.
All right, let's open up the Skype lines. Feel free to call in right now, guys, on Skype at the Level Up Show. Spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces. We talk all things gaming related. Anything going on in the chat, Greg?
Everyone's saying, wow, that's such a good deal. That's such a good price. No one's saying that they are going to pick it up, though.
That's the thing, right? Is like everybody complained at the beginning, like it's too expensive. I would get it if it wasn't so expensive. Like it's now $8 a month technically. Like if you wanted it then, get it now.
I still think it's a thing that they should include with PS Plus somehow.
Oh, I 100% agree. Yeah.
Like if you do make it $8 a month, like make it like every PS Plus user gets PlayStation Now for an extra like $10 onto the PS Plus subscription. I just think that's a better way to do it.
That would be a crazy deal.
Yeah, that's a little too much. I was thinking more like $100 a year for PS Now and PlayStation Plus, because then PS Now goes down to $50 in a year, which is I think insane.
Yeah.
To get a whole year of PS Now for $50, I think that would be great for PS Plus guys. I think $60 for both is ridiculous and never going to happen. $100, maybe. But probably still not.
I think it would be cool if, even if it could only be for like Sony, like studio movies, if they gave you like free rentals on like Sony movies.
I would use that.
That would be
more
cool.
than with the games.
Yeah. Infinite757 asks, can you play online with PlayStation Now? I don't think you can.
No, you cannot.
I don't know much. I tried it when it was in beta phase. I got invited to the closed beta and I played Guacamelee on it a little bit. And
That's a fun game.
It was good. I love Guacamelee. It was good in the beta phase, so like I can't imagine how it is like as a finished product.
Hey, Zach.
This guy.
Ginkgo Swag, welcome back to the show. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. I just got back from work, actually. It's pretty late.
Is this why you make the big bucks, Zach?
No.
The long hours? What's going on, man? What do you want to talk about?
I'm sure you guys, I just tuned in, so I'm sure you guys already talked about it, but I just read something on Twitter about Final Fantasy VII being episodic.
Yep. That's what we're going to get to.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah, but Mel is trying to call in right now to talk about it. We're going to talk about it a lot later because I am ready to flip shit over this. But the thing is, I'm still trying to hold on to some optimism. We don't know exactly what that means yet, but that's not good news. What do you think? What's your feeling on it?
For me personally, I think I'm not good at playing those 40 to 80 hour games, so I feel like it'd be pretty nice to just, get me through the game episodically, And
it might mean that we get it earlier, right? The first episode might come out next year, for instance.
I feel like there's maybe they'll just get off our backs.
I feel like the thing that makes the most sense, if you've played Final Fantasy VII, you know this, Midgar is like the first 10 hours of the game. Yep. That's like a perfect episode. Mm-hmm. I'm going to save this discussion more in depth for later on. That I think would be okay, but there are certain ramifications of that would not be okay. But I don't know if that's the case. Like I'll speculate on that later on in the show. But there's certain ways where this could completely destroy what made the original so great. So I'm optimistic in some ways. I think it looked great what we saw PlayStation Experience. We're going to be playing that trailer later on. But overall, my immediate response to this was hype train crashing into a wall.
No.
Yeah, like the hype train was full speed ahead, choo-choo motherfuckers, and then like it just smashed into a wall.
Yeah, that's a
man.
That was my immediate reaction when I saw this. Like an hour before our show is when I saw this.
Did they mean episodic?
Yeah, it was just like it was just, oh man. So I don't know, man. We'll get more in depth there with that one. Are you a big Final Fantasy VII fan, Ginkgo?
I've tried to. I have the game, but I don't know. I just can't get through it, I guess.
Well, maybe the remake will be more your style, especially if it's episodic. Maybe it might be a structure that's more fitting to your schedule.
That's the other thing. I watched PlayStation Experience, and it's just Kingdom Hearts with what?
He said, "I'm sorry," because he doesn't think PSX was too great. What'd you think?
Oh no, I agree. It was terrible. I didn't like it. I mean, how do you end on a MOBA? Like, this
oh my god!
Up.
Not even how do you end on a MOBA? How do you mic drop essentially? Like that was their intention.
I don't know. That's actually. I mean, I watched it, and it's not a game for me, but that's kind of a big deal.
The crowd didn't give a shit.
I don't know. You can't really hear the crowd because they turned off like the crowd mics and they turn on the game stereo.
No, in between you could hear the crowd. It was silent.
It's Epic Games exclusive to PlayStation with a MOBA, which is huge right now. I don't know.
That's cool, but I mean that's not.
It's not. Ni no Kuni was the mic drop for me.
No, Final Fantasy VII gameplay trailer should have been last.
Yeah.
Ni no Kuni should have been in place where Final Fantasy VII was.
They should have started with Uncharted. They should have done a 1-2 punch at the end with Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then be like, oh, one more thing, Ni no Kuni as well.
Or
that would have been like the closer.
Shuhei came out and did Ni no Kuni too.
Ni no Kuni is
Shuhei wasn't
amazing.
even up there.
What was that? Sorry.
Hmm?
What was that? I'm sorry, I missed the last part there.
Oh, Shuhei Yoshida. I can't believe he didn't even show up.
She wasn't there. There was a bunch of people.
It was weird.
It wasn't for PlayStation people. Like the way they ended that was like maybe you can get away with that shit at E3 where there's like a variety, but like this was for PlayStation.
No, it was a PlayStation exclusive, console exclusive.
Yeah,
with the
right.
MOBA.
But he brought up a good point. Like it's all third party.
Who play on PlayStation, like
there was a lot of third party stuff.
Don't give a shit, dude. Like we don't give a shit. We want to see PlayStation. Like
we could see this stuff easily at E3. Right. This week came for PlayStation.
At the same time, like I know, we get so excited for these kind of things. This is something extra they're doing for us.
No, you're right. But
like we didn't get this 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that's not an excuse anymore.
Right.
I think it
as
is.
well as they did last year.
When they did it last year, we weren't even sure they were going to do it again, remember? It wasn't until a few months later where they confirmed, we're going to continue doing PlayStation Experience. We were like, oh, this is just a 20th anniversary thing. This is a 1-year deal. It's like, cool, we got this for 1 year. That was awesome. Now we're getting PlayStation Experience supposedly every year. I think we should be just thanking our lucky stars that we get something in December.
It's not that I'm ungrateful for it, but you can't sit there and be like, hey, you should be happy that it was there at all. Don't be mad because it wasn't good. Like, you can't say that.
It wasn't bad.
I think it was bad.
It wasn't.
Pieces
Okay,
bad.
we'll talk about this later. We got to talk about
I
this
think it
later.
was bad.
Ginkgo, thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right, level up, man.
Level up.
All right. Should I wait for Mel? Mel, why don't you call in a little later? I'm definitely taking your call later when we get into the main Final Fantasy VII meets.
Why don't we do this next?
Yeah, let's do it on the spot first, all that good stuff, and then we'll get into the TGAs and the PSX news.
We need to make a T-shirt that says
Greg's here.
#Choo Choo Motherfuckers.
Choo Choo Motherfuckers.
We're just Drew's
Everyone in the
face on a
chat room,
train.
everyone wrote that.
Can we just make Drew's face on a train?
Yeah, 100%. Just I'll be I'll be like Thomas the Tank Engine, but it's my face instead.
Oh, you took it from my brain.
I need this in my life.
Greg. All right. All right, next up on the spot. Guys, you can go on our Twitter at the Level Up Network, level spelled LVL, and tweet at us with hashtag on the spot if you want to be a featured question on our Sunday night shows, or if you want to be on IODP next week, you use hashtag IODP. This week's question: Dear the Level Up Show, which video game do you feel has told the best story? Sincerely, Mr. Rager 909. This is a broad question, but I feel like it goes multiple ways. It's which video game do you feel like has the best story, and which video game do you feel told the best story? Those are kind of two different questions,
Like the
right?
way in which they told.
Yes, right? Like the storytelling versus the story itself. Because some games have an awesome story, like told in the background through sometimes like written stuff. It could be journals or something like that. But then you have a game that tells a good story. So let's start with just story overall. Like the game itself, the world, the story. What's the best story game?
I mean, there's two obvious ones. I feel like that's going to be brought up right now: Last of Us and Walking Dead.
See, Last of Us for me is all about the storytelling. That is the best storytelling I've ever seen in a game. Because of the production value, because of the voice acting, the direction of the cutscenes, the pacing of the game. Like that's Naughty Dog at its best. That's how you tell a story that is, in some ways, kind of cliche. I mean, that's just Children of Men meets a lot of other movies. Like, it's kind of cliche in a lot of ways, but it was told so well.
Is like, it's in a zombie apocalypse story.
Pretty generic for the most part. It does some cool twists and turns. It has a great ending.
Yeah.
It's all about how well that story is told. But I agree, that should definitely be in the running. Anything else that comes to your mind?
Immediately.
How about you, Greg? Since
The thing, when you said especially to like the world itself and building up their characters, I think Kingdom Hearts is a great representation of their story. Like Sora's story is so convoluted and crazy, and the whole idea of the Keyblades and stuff. But what I really appreciate about Kingdom Hearts is that they included the Disney characters and the big iconic properties. But if you notice in all of those worlds, kind of what like Hercules and Aladdin and Tarzan, what they're all kind of going through mirrors what Sora is going through at that time in his life. And even as you go through each world, like maybe he saw a glimpse of Kairi in the Lost Jungle, but then by the time you get to Neverland and you're flying around with Peter Pan, like you get to a point where you're like Sora's kind of accepting that like his friends are kind of leaving him, and Peter Pan's kind of going through the same thing and like, oh, I don't have the Lost Boys anymore. Like it all kind of mirrors his story, and that I
agree.
really appreciated.
Yeah, that's all about story structure, right? And that was a tough thing to do with a Kingdom Hearts, like with that idea of doing all these different Disney worlds. Like, how do you have this cohesive story running in the background when it's all about just jumping from world to world? That's a tough thing to do, and I do agree with the first Kingdom Hearts especially. That's why I like the first one more than the second one. It felt cohesive.
And as far as like the best story ever told in games, like the first one that jumped out at me was BioShock. Like I remember playing that for the first time, and like I played that all the way through, and like everything scared the hell out of me, and I didn't get what was going on. And then when it finally got to the end of it, I was like, holy shit, dude! Like that was the first time I was genuinely shocked by a game where I was like, wow.
Were you
that's,
BioShocked?
I was BioShocked. It was really good though. I enjoyed it.
There's three for me overall.
Okay.
Grim Fandango. Just because, I mean, it's all story game, but it's entertaining. It keeps you engaged. Even at times we have no idea what you're supposed to be doing, and it's something that doesn't help further the story. It helps build the character up and build the environment. So overall, the entire part of it's great. Fable.
Okay.
It's a game that has a huge lore that builds up from the lore, and even though it constantly evolves and changes, it still keeps current, and it keeps you invested and makes you think and change and choose. But overall, I would have to say probably BioShock Infinite.
That was great.
Would probably be the best story.
I feel like the ending to Infinite especially is great.
Uh-huh.
That's a great ending.
Yeah.
I agree.
I thought it was perfectly well done. As far as being told too, I think Ori and the Blind Forest has a great way of doing it. It's a short game, but it grabs you in, it makes you invested. I know it's a lot about the art and the music, but it's also the story and the way that they told it. Because they use those pieces to bring it all together and make everything flow well. And there's no spoken word; it's all written on the screen, but you're invested in it. And even by the end, you're just like, please don't let this happen. Don't again twice in one. Fuck you! Like it really grabs you.
There's so many ways this could go for me. I feel like I have to mention a lot of the old Japanese RPGs are so good. Chrono Cross comes to mind, not in the way that it's told, but if you really like nail down into like the time traveling and all the paradoxes and it just how much work had to be put into that story, Chrono Cross has to be mentioned. We talked about earlier 6 and 7 for Final Fantasy. Those are the best when it comes to stories, in my opinion. Both excellent stories. 2 other ones that I feel need to be mentioned because they do story differently. Shadow of the Colossus tells the story through the world. I really like that about Shadow of the Colossus, and it has a really cool twist at the end as well. That definitely needs to be mentioned. Journey being the other one. Minimalistic story, entirely told through, I don't even know how to...
Images?
Through
right?
Through the environment, kind of like Shadow of the Colossus, but also through this relationship with this partner you have, and also the ambiguity of the ending. It allowed everybody to kind of form their own story for that game. Like that game touches everybody differently. Like you either apply it to your own life in some way. So that's a story that you kind of tell yourself in a lot of ways, and I think that's something that isn't done very often in games, and that's why I feel like that one should be mentioned.
Yeah.
What about you, Dean?
Both Bioshock 1 and Bioshock Infinite were both 2 big ones for me. The Wolf Among Us, I love that story. The story was so good. It was one of the few of like the episodic games where I was like you had to keep. You were like, what's gonna happen? I love that story so much. Infamous 1, I really enjoyed the story. They had a great twist to the ending. I liked it. I think Infamous 1 story deserves more credit than it gets because it is kind of like tropey and like it's a superhero tale, but like some of the shit they do with the characters is really interesting.
The twist is great. Yeah, it's one of the best twists in games.
And then obviously Super Mario Brothers, best story of all time.
Yeah,
hands down.
We still don't know why the hell he's taking Princess Peach. But
I think he's exercising. I think Super Mario is exercising, and I
can't even give a straight face on that one. No.
You know what I did forget? I forgot one. But it's a little bit. It hasn't aged as well. But Time Splitter's Future Perfect. Was probably one of the better ones because it involved a lot of time travel, but interconnectivity in the time travel. Usually in Time Splitters, you went back to this time, but this one you interacted with yourself a lot of times, and they set that up very, very well. Both the dialogue that they had, especially with not only with other characters, but with your character. When you meet face to face, this guy is kind of like a big hunk, like Kronk almost a little bit, but a little bit more intelligent.
Okay.
And so, but the dialogue as well as how they made everything intertwined, and they didn't ever trip over themselves at all. That was along the same lines of when you said Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, I love time travel, and I think it's a really tough thing to do well. That's why I feel Chrono Cross does a great job with the time travel.
I said Chrono Trigger.
You said Chrono Trigger?
Yeah,
Chrono Cross is actually the one I think is a little bit more. It's convoluted, but it really tells an amazing story when you like really research it and read up on like all the things that happen in that game. Yeah. But great question. Thank you so much, Mr. Rager, for the
quick
question.
Special shout out to 2 more. Life is Strange, obviously. I was just trying to think of like older games. That's why I didn't think of anything recently. And then also, really big shout out. And if you haven't played this game, especially the DLC, is very, very good for it. Never Alone. It was free for PlayStation Plus. And the way they tell that story through like Eskimo heritage and stuff, they do it through like videos of like the actual tribes that go into it. It's phenomenal.
The way they tell that one is really cool. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Mr. Rager. And I saw another really good question from today. I think we'll use that one next week. There was like 2 questions that were submitted like right before the show today. I did not see them. I saw them. We will use them in future episodes because there were some good ones in there. All right, let's take a quick commercial break, and then we will get into the topic of the week, which is the Game Awards and PlayStation Experience. So hold on tight. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Super Dave M. Provo Ball said Knack has the best story.
Knack. It's a charming, cute story. It doesn't blow any minds, but it's cute.
Is it weird that like as much as I thought about that question and as like all the games I thought about, like everyone's saying like Uncharted in the chat room like when it first got asked, but like I don't think like I love Uncharted stories, don't get me wrong, and I love those games, but like I don't think those stories are like like they made such an impact on me. Like The Last of Us like left scars. You know
Yeah,
what
I think if
mean?
you're talking about Naughty Dog games, they
Yeah.
all told in a great way, and that's what we're talking about storytelling. But if you're going to go to Naughty Dog games, it's The Last
Like,
of Us. That's the
yeah,
opposite.
Phantom Pain.
Okay.
Phantom Pain, no. Phantom Pain, definitely not. Metal Gear Solid 1 and Snake Eater probably should have been mentioned by me for sure. Those are two great stories. Infinite, is that what you were reading? Infinite?
Well, he said that before, so I just said
Yeah.
I said Phantom Pain on purpose, but
Yeah, Metal Gear definitely should be mentioned in there. Some of the original ones were amazing when it comes to the story. People are seeing commercials and like, no! Sorry, guys.
I think if they were able to make the twist in Arkham Knight not so obvious, I would have
Yeah.
said that.
Mhm.
Because even the way that they connected all the side missions into the story in that game was really clever. But like it was just that could have been such a huge twist if it was anybody else under that hood, under that mask. And, like it was just too obvious.
we all knew it was coming.
It
for
literally could have been
months.
anybody else.
I didn't know. I didn't know it was coming for months, but I knew within
We kind of all said it though. We said
like
it multiple
2
times.
hours into the story playing the game. You guys
Right,
had
well, because you had the
guesses,
spoiler.
but,
Yeah.
but when I played the game, I was like, well,
It was the only
like,
one that made sense.
you
So
know
we
what's
were all.
coming now.
Here's the thing: it made so much sense that for a while we said it months prior. We were all speculating about it.
Yeah.
And then we were like, well, it can't be because it's too obvious, right? They're kind of
Yeah.
teasing it, and we're like, it can't be that. Oh no, it is.
Yeah,
Surprise.
exactly.
I feel like just because the twist like didn't land and it was kind of predictable, I don't think I should hold that against the story because
The story's
itself
good,
is
but no,
And it's
but
told really well, too.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
told very well. It's just it didn't land fully. It could have been brought to
The way they integrated Joker into the story
That was
as a
great.
device and not as a character coming back, like that's what I really liked about the Joker in that game is that he was with you the whole time. He's with you through the entire
It was
game.
kind of like Patty from The Leftovers.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, you're right. It is like Patty. It's like it's like
Yeah.
Tyler Durden or and any of those like it's a split personality that's with you throughout the game and is paralleling what's going on. It was really well done. I thought that was really smart of them to integrate the character in that way without
also-
bringing him back.
P.S. We're at 94 people in the room.
Really?
Yeah.
94?
Not updated
94.
yet then.
It says 54. Okay.
Mine says 94.
Really? Awesome. That's the highest we've ever been on the PC
Yay.
stream. We're doing it, guys. We're doing it, Peter.
That's
We're
such a-
doing
that's
it.
like, it's such a, I feel like that's such a defeating thing, though. It's like, hey, we used
Well,
to be at 400.
We knew we
Yeah,
were gonna.
it's all about building it back.
We're
No,
starting
no.
fresh. We're kind of rebooting in a way. So that's awesome. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Don't forget to hit that follow button if you're watching at twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow.
147.
Now I'm skeptical.
And welcome back.
Up and there's the bot.
Is it a bot?
I don't think.
Or we got rated.
If it keeps just like
Yeah.
I don't know, it
that
could
was-
be getting
going
rated
higher and
because
higher.
There's
He-
definitely
no, he's looking at
127
the
names in the list.
Okay,
There's-
cool.
Yeah.
If you guys are joining us, thank you so much for joining us. This is the Level Up Show, episode 102, a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We talk all things gaming related. We're about to get into our topic of the week, which is the Game Awards and PlayStation Experience. We're going to start with the Game Awards since that was first in the week.
We did hit 100, but
And we hit 100!
Little.
Because it was a big one. We've never hit
It was a
100
big
before.
one.
that's
Now it's at 200.
now. All right.
Okay, never mind. Bummer.
Womp.
But, you know, it is what it
the
is.
100 seems real. I don't know
Yeah.
about 200. The 100 seems real.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Moving on. Let's go through who won first, and then we'll get into the game premieres. Here are all the winners at the Game Awards. Best Family Game goes to Super Mario Maker. You got Best Fighting Game for Mortal Kombat 10. Best Multiplayer Game, Splatoon. Best Mobile Game, Lara Croft Go. Best Esports Game, Uptick Gaming. Never heard of that. Best Esport Player,
Uptick.
Kenny. Good for you, Kenny. Best Esport Game.
Gonna get him, Ken.
I don't even know who that is.
Way to go, Kenny.
And it doesn't even have a last name. It's just Kenny.
Kenny.
Best esport game, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Most anticipated game went to No Man's Sky. That was voted by you, the gamers. Best narrative went to Her Story. That was interesting. Most trending gamer, Greg Miller. Congrats
We
to
were
Greg
very happy.
Miller.
And
That
you
was awesome.
you watched this, right?
So well deserved. Yes.
Yeah,
That's-
like, you were with us when we knew. Yeah, I forgot.
supposedly he totally knew he was going to win that. I don't know how. Supposedly he was able to check out the statistics of like the hashtags, and he knew he was like 67% of the votes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like so he knew the whole time he was playing like he didn't know, but he knew the whole time.
That's great.
I think is what I read. So that's awesome. Congrats to Greg Miller. Best indie game went to Rocket League. That was a tough one because Ori was a huge...
Yeah, but Rocket League was one of those ones I was like, if it's going to lose, Rocket League is the only one that I'm okay with.
Rocket League is fucking awesome, dude.
It is.
That
It
game
is.
is so good.
But that's why I'm surprised that Rocket League lost to Splatoon for multiplayer.
Yeah.
Well,
it has much more support.
It won Best Sports Racing Game. Went to Rocket League. So, kind of competitive there. It won 2 awards, indie and sports racing. So it was a good night for Rocket League. Most impact game, Greg. Life is Strange. You went mute again, Greg.
Yes, thank God you went mute for that part. You see him ramping up for that? That would have been.
He was
so
clapping.
obnoxious.
He was ready to go. Greg, I'll call you back, man. Hold on one sec.
That face was amazing.
Hold on one sec, Greg.
I'm gonna start that soon. Life is Strange.
It's so good.
I'm kicking myself for not buying it when it was $10.
I mean, you should have. I bought it when it was 20, and then it went on sale for $10.
I know.
I don't regret it though.
I'm debating. I'm either gonna buy that or I'm gonna.
You're
buy
back, Greg. You're back. Now you can flip out.
I did so much. What?
Wait, hold on one sec. I want to switch it back to original version.
You don't have to rehash.
Deserving of it more than any other game.
Deserving of it more than any other game. I agree. It's really great. Very impactful. Best fan creation went to Portal Stories. Developer of the Year went to CD Projekt Red, best known for Witcher, of course. Best role-playing game went to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunts. Best art direction went to Ori and the Blind Forest. Very well-deserved. Unbelievable artwork in that game. Up next...
Still my background on my laptop, too.
Industry icon, Westwood Studios. When you were watching this, were you hoping that Mike Legg would show up on the screen?
I did, and it kind of bummed me out. And it's funny because Pasta the entire time was like, he owes me a fucking code.
Yeah.
Hey, you! I need a code for Command. Like, that's all he was saying. But no, I was kind of hoping he would come on stage because that would have been really cool to see him. But I guess his partner was more deserving.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know.
Best action adventure game went to Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Best soundtrack went to Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Best performance went to Viva Save Fort from Her Story. That was a funny moment. Jade Raymond, for some reason, said The Witcher. Supposedly it was because it said that on the card. And the game of the year went to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The big one, game of the year. I want to go back first to best action adventure game, Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
Back before that, actually.
Sure.
Up at the top, the first one.
Best family game?
No, I'm sorry. Where is it? Best narrative.
Best narrative went to Her Story.
Really threw me.
Well, I haven't played this game. I hear a lot about it. It's like you're checking out video, like a...
Right, now here's my thing, though. This was the controversial one where many people were like, it's only okay.
Really?
Right?
I've heard it's really good.
I heard it was pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I thought this was the one where everybody, like, the critic reviews were great, but the player reviews, the people were like, it's just okay, guys.
Everyone that I know that's played the game said that it was like really, really good. Like
Okay,
story-wise.
so maybe I'm understanding the wrong one, or maybe I'm thinking of the wrong game. So
I'm hearing like Gone Home type thing in this game when it comes to like the story it's telling,
Same, yeah.
which makes me want to play it. Maybe I will someday.
It's on console?
I heard it's charming.
No, I think it's only on PC, Steam.
Only
I
PC
think.
right now, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it comes to console. That would be great. I wanted to go to Metal Gear Solid
Yeah.
5: The Phantom Pain winning Best Action Adventure Game because we were all surprised when Kiefer Sutherland walked up on stage to accept that award. We were all like, wait, Hideo Kojima's in the freaking audience. Why isn't Hideo Kojima accepting this award for his game? That award ends, and suddenly Geoff Keighley's front and center, and he's like, yeah, Hideo Kojima was supposed to accept this award. We had all expectations of him being here, but lawyers from Konami have told us that he was not allowed to come due to contractual stuff, and then everybody in the audience starts booing. Everybody on Twitter, hashtag fuck Konami, rightfully so. This was, I don't even know what to say to this. Like, it's just mind-blowing.
I am going to put this out there right now. I think Geoff Keighley knew this.
Prior to the show?
Prior to the show. I don't think he knew this much, like, he had much of a, heads up, but I feel like, because he was letting this in, like, yeah, he's coming, he'll be here, it'll be great, and then I feel like he knew for at least a day, if not a couple days.
He used it as a way to say fuck Konami. He totally used it as a dig moment.
And it was perfect.
It was
and
great.
I love him even more for it.
Yeah, I'm really happy he did that. And then, I don't know if it was playing, I have to imagine it was, to have, God, what's her name? She played Quiet. Stephanie Houston. She came out to do a Quiet Song, which was a really cool moment. It was dedicated to Hideo Kojima. I think that was already planned to be there, but it was great that it kind of followed that moment up. Right after that, it followed it, and it kind of gave a little bit of acknowledgement.
Best meme ever. It had a picture of Jeff Keighley, and like it's right before he started the speech, and it was kind of like. It was like that moment when you know you're about to blow up Hideo's Twitter feed.
Yeah.
It's like, that's so true, dude.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. He knew that bomb was about to drop.
That was, we almost couldn't focus after that happened because we were just so enraged.
Yeah, it was really fucking crazy.
It really threw off the entire night.
I can't wait. I can't wait until they are like just washed from this industry. Like, get the fuck out.
They're so afraid, dude. They're so fucking afraid of when he no longer is contractually obligated to not talk about.
I love it. I can't wait.
They're so afraid, and when it happens, I hope he goes nuts.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
I want to know every little detail of what happened.
What would you do if he just named not Shinra, the freaking
Shinra?
Shinra,
the big bad Shinra.
No, like for Metal Gear Solid, the corporation. He just named
Foxhound.
He just changed every one of his games. He just patched every one of his games, and Foxhound just was renamed Konami.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait to find out what happened. I want to know what he does next.
Like to see, like, I hope they make, like, this is such a good subject to broach, like, a documentary on.
Oh, 100%.
I want to fucking see that.
Jeff Keighley does these kind of things. I can't remember what they're called. He used to do them for game trailers. I think he did one for Portal. Greg, do you know by chance?
No, I do not, but I know what you're talking about.
He did like 2 or 3 of them now, like big documentaries on games. And I'm not sure what the title of the documentaries would be. They're the same title, but it's based on different things. I would love, since he's so close with Hideo Kojima, I want Geoff Keighley to freaking do a documentary on what the hell happened with this game and this relationship between Konami and Kojima.
I don't know if I forget where I read it from, but the last I heard he was trying to do one on the whole Amy Hennig Naughty Dog debacle, which would also be.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, that's what I read that somewhere. I could
that have happened in this generation that I want to see or hear everything about.
I want
Amy Hennig, Last Guardian, and Kojima.
Those are my 3 as well.
I want Metal Gear. I want the Hideo Kojima one more than anything else.
I do as well. It used to be Last Guardian for me, but it's definitely now the Hideo Kojima one.
Yeah, I want to know.
I want to know. What sucks about it is that it doesn't really matter what happens. Konami is not going to be affected by this. Like most of the chat doesn't realize this, and we've brought it up before. And I brought up the graph. Video game segment worldwide, not just the U.S. The video game segment worldwide for Konami accounts for less than 4% of their overall business. Yeah. That is nothing. I think it's actually less than that. I think it was 0.4. It was a very, very, very minute amount. So it doesn't really. It's not going to affect them nearly in the way that we would wish it would.
Yeah.
With all this, so it doesn't really matter. They don't really have.
But at the same time, I do think they're scared.
When it could be
gone.
bad publicity, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to say a lot of things, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe he's going to be,
I feel like he's a more respectful person.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's going to be respectful and keep his mouth shut, but I hope that he doesn't. I want to hear every little detail. Let's get into the game premieres, because I don't want to fall too far behind. We got a lot of PSX stuff as well. So I'll play all the trailers. If we want to turn up the volume on them, we can. First up was Uncharted 4 Thief's End. We got the new character. I'm trying to think of her name. I think it's Naomi, right? She's a black character voiced by a white girl. We found out later on. This was a whole debacle that it's voiced by Laura Bailey.
It's still an issue for most people.
Well, now that Neil Druckmann kind of came out on it and talked about how the character was given to Laura Bailey before they even finalized the art design for that character. Now it's like, okay,
I'd still stick by what I posted on whatever thread it was, comment thread. But it's not like here's my problem with it. I agree with changing a role, to another nationality or whatever. That's a bad thing. You don't want to do that, but you can't, especially in voice acting, you can't sit there and say, well, what's this character supposed to be? Whatever we want. All right, is a man or woman? Woman. Is she black, white, Hispanic? Doesn't matter. Okay, well, you need to give it to a black woman. Why? Because they said so. That doesn't, don't, and I hate that. And that's what really struck me the wrong way. And what I posted was, oh, wow, that's the greatest performance we ever heard. Unfortunately, you're white, and we can't give this to you. We need to give it to someone who wasn't as good as you.
I think the whole thing, I get it. They want, everybody wants, fair work, and the whole equal rights. I'm cool with it. I'm on board. But, everyone's getting a little fucking nuts. We're just looking for reasons to fucking raise a cause for things. Just chill out.
That's kind of like people talk about social justice warriors. and it shouldn't be a bad thing, but it's got a derogatory kind of connotation to it now because that's what it is. It's about people that take it too far.
Right.
It's like, this is too far. Like, supposedly Neil Druckmann came out and said there's a white character in the game voiced by a black guy.
Right,
like,
exactly. Yeah,
it's just
so.
we choose our voice actors before we finalize our character designs. Like,
Right.
character design is this fluctuating thing. We see that in games very often. Look at Infamous, for instance.
Yeah.
Like, character designs change. They just decided after, halfway through development, once they already had Laura Bailey do the motion capture and the voice work, then they were like, you know what? It would be nice to have a little bit more diversity in this game when it comes to our characters. Let's make it a black character. And then once they had Laura Bailey's voice with that character, like, oh, it works great. Like, this fits the character so well and the visual that we've given to that character. So I think it's fine.
It's not good enough.
If I was a black woman, honestly, I would raise the point of like, I'm sorry, how are black women supposed to sound? Why don't they? Why can't they sound white?
That was what was so weird. Like, I went on a topic and somebody was like, the moment I heard that voice, like, I knew it was a white woman. I was like, what? Like,
yeah, like what the fuck?
Why? Like, why does that sound like a white woman? Like,
Right.
I could have totally been a black woman. I wouldn't have known any better.
There are
unless somebody
so
came out
many
and told
like
me.
anomalies in voice acting. Like Tommy Pickles from the Rugrats was voiced by like a 40-year-old woman, and like Clementine from The Walking Dead is voiced by 35-year-old Melissa Hutchinson. Like there, and Ashley Johnson as Ellie in The Last of Us. She was playing like a teenage girl, but she's in her.
It's not
Like,
exactly the same as that, and I
I get what he's saying.
I
It's
get what
just-
you're saying. But it's not exactly the same. The
What it
biggest issue
implies
that
is that they need to sound like they're street. You need to sound like you have a little bit of like, you know what I mean? Like that's implying that.
This isn't about a gender or age thing. It's about race.
Like that's bullshit. I know plenty of black women who are like totally well spoken.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
You never know that you close your eyes, you don't know what. Fuck.
Yeah, and if you're gonna say that's a black woman that sounds like it's like talking white, like no, like don't.
Right.
That's not
No,
what you should be
that's not
saying.
how
I really am curious because it's happened more and more lately in the past couple of years than it ever did before. I really want to know the ratio of people of color that were offended by this and people that are white that are afraid that they feel that they should have been offended by this.
Yeah,
I want to know the ratio of who actually said something.
I'll tell you, and I said this in the chat.
70-30.
When I saw this, the moment I saw Laura Bailey, I was like, shit. I was like, I know what's coming. Like, I knew the moment I saw that name attached to the character, I was like, this is gonna be a fucking shitstorm. Like, I know it. It's like there's no way these things go past like the audience in gaming anymore without something happening.
But did you know that we had other trailers that we showed?
Far Cry Primal, but who cares? It was a game we already knew about.
Everybody else cared about it,
Wait,
though. I didn't.
Greg, what are you saying?
Can I say 3? Oh wait, no, we have another Uncharted piece coming, correct?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, okay, just making
for
sure.
PSX, so we'll get to that one. This was kind of a surprise moment, something more worth talking about. Psychonauts 2 coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was no, because they did tease it.
I don't think so. I think this came out of nowhere.
No, they did tease that something last year, and I can't remember what it was, and we were all like, everybody was like, all right, cool, that's good. But it was kind of just like a tease of like, this could be coming. It wasn't like anything official, but this is the first time we've actually seen like physical movement from characters.
Kind of a Kickstarter type thing, but they're using a new service called, I think, Fig, which I haven't heard of before. It's got a $3.3 million production budget. That's what they're trying to raise, which is pretty hefty. They're not holding back on this one. So yeah, if you want Psychonauts 2 to happen, better get over to that Fig, whatever it is, the new one, and start donating.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Up after that, we had Quantum Break. We already knew about this game, of course, but Sean Ashmore came out on stage, showed off some news footage. Iceman. Yeah, that's how they kind of pushed it. Are you guys excited about this?
They announced him as Sean Iceman.
Yeah.
Actually, I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, if you get to live by that for the rest of your life because you played Iceman, that's awesome.
Wait, I'm confused. I didn't see this at all. What is the Quantum Break footage? Is this the Xbox One exclusive game?
This is the Xbox One exclusive from Remedy.
Why
Greg didn't watch
wasn't
any
that-
conferences, by the way.
I didn't watch the whole conference at all. Why the hell was this at PSX? I'm so
It wasn't at PSX. This was at the Game
This is
Awards.
Game Awards, guys.
Oh, this is okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, this is the Game Awards.
so
Yeah.
I'm still
confused for a
being
second.
cautious on it.
Okay.
Because we haven't seen, we saw some gameplay, but it was still kind of like, all right, this could work, but I could see where it could be repetitive and dull, especially after a short time. So I'm still kind of not sure what to feel about it.
They got a good track record though. Those guys at Remedy. So.
That's episodic Quantum Break, right?
Not necessarily. No. It's there's a TV component to it.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah. After that, here's the Rock Band VR stuff. This was Oculus coming out on stage. Palmer Luckey.
About 5 minutes of things I didn't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it landed really with
No,
the crowd
no one
at all.
cared at all.
Let's turn it up a little bit. I want to hear what they're saying because I actually didn't watch this yet.
Flames is one of the most difficult songs out there in the real world and in Rock Band.
So we hired them as consultants to teach us how to think, act, and feel like a rock star.
These guys needed a lot of work.
We're not sure if this will be even
Dragon Force at
successful.
all?
So
Yeah,
we got
I know that one through
rigorous
the Fires and the
training
Flame.
program.
Yeah.
Any questions?
I almost did this as
Yes,
my
Papa.
lip sync.
Okay,
Where
so
are the
this is
groupies?
supposed to be comical here?
Yeah, it's just all good.
10 a.m.
Just like
Is that too
fucking
early for
around
groupies?
with the game developer.
Yeah, there's some bits that were funny. Like it was a funny skit.
Right, it was a funny skip, but like realistically, like it wasn't.
The actual product, no one really gives a shit about.
Right, that's the problem. Is that it was a lot of fun and entertainment for something I don't care about.
Yeah, a lot of fanfare for something that really.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like how does it work?
It makes you like you're in the crowd.
Okay.
So like while you're playing, you can see like. Your
Okay, here we go. So you're looking around.
Yeah, you can see the audience.
It's kind of like Guitar Hero Live then.
Although when you do it like that, it kind of looks like it looks like I Am Bread or something like that, where the thing's
it's
just like
all- it's
moving
kinda awkward
uncomfortably.
looking.
Yeah. All right. Good to see VR getting some support, though. That's what it's going to need if it's going to succeed. After that, Greg, you were really excited about this. Shadow Complex Remastered coming to PS4. Yeah. Kind of surprising.
No, listen.
I don't know anything about this game.
I know that it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
Scrolling. It's very much Metrovania style game. Nolan North voices the main character. It came out on Xbox, and it was the second game I bought on the Xbox Live Summer of Arcade. This game is so good. Like, oh my god, I'm so excited. And then when I read the article too and found out it was coming to PS4, it just makes me all the more happy. It was Xbox 360 exclusive for the longest time. And then it finally, and now it's coming to PC too, which is really cool. So other people get to experience this game. It is so good. Definitely check it out when it releases.
Yeah, I'll fucking play this. I'm so down for it.
Yeah, it's
so good.
Yeah, the story and the voice work is apparently pretty darn good too.
It's phenomenal.
See if I got that right there. Yep. After this, Telltale doing Batman.
This was awesome.
Please move. Next one.
Are you serious?
No, I fucking was so upset.
You flipped shit. Are you kidding me?
No, I mean some people are really down on this news.
No
like really
way.
down.
I
Yeah,
was
well,
so
Greg
excited.
is because he's a negative fucking Nancy.
I get his concern.
Yeah, I
Telltale's
get it to an
doing a
extent.
lot, dude.
No. I am not down on playing a Telltale Batman game. I'm stoked. I'm going to play this. I'm going to pre-order it. It's totally a thing I'm playing. My concern is the fact that Telltale as a studio needs to either expand, they need to branch off and do something, or they need to finish their series or say definitively, we're not going to continue these series. They can't be leaving stuff up in the air because as a gamer, for me, like, there are stories now that I want to continue. Like, I could give two shits about Minecraft as a game from Telltale, but like, those people had that game. But now they have Game of Thrones, they have Back to the Future they just remastered. They're talking about doing another Back to the Future game. There's a rumor going around that they're going to try to do a Star Wars one. They have an unannounced Marvel property. Now they're doing Batman. They have Wolf Among Us, which will probably never get a second season of. Walking Dead Season 3 is now delayed because of this Michonne thing. Like, there's so much going on. My concern is that they're taking on too much, and I just don't want to see these stories not get finished. Because most of them, if not all of them, end on a cliffhanger. Which Batman can be awesome, but if Batman ends on a cliffhanger and then we don't see a second season for 3 years or 4 years, but we get like a first season of every other property ever existing, like that annoys me personally.
At the same time, like I would be okay with them doing one season of some of these things.
Right,
Like if it's just one season on Batman and it has closure and it's finished, I'm totally good with that.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, but not if they leave it on a cliffhanger. Like Wolf
Yeah.
Among
Here's
Us
the thing.
ends on a cliffhanger. Minecraft ends on a cliffhanger. Game of Thrones cliffhanger. Walking Dead every one of their series has ended on a cliffhanger.
I'm with you. First of all, like I understand what you're saying. I also am annoyed like that they're not more vocal about their plans. You know,
Yeah.
Like if they would just say what they're doing, but just to play devil's advocate, for the sake of conversation, like you watch TV shows without knowing that there's going to be a second season.
That's true, I guess. But
You know what I mean? Like you
How was
started-
Leftover season 1?
Like you started watching The
Like-
Walking Dead, and like you didn't fucking know. Maybe
Yeah,
they didn't.
there's
didn't
always a
enough
chance these shows get
good for
canceled, and
another
it
season.
sucks when it happens, but it
Right.
happens often.
You got 4 seasons in and be like, holy shit, I need to know what happens. And you'll never see
Breaking Bad almost got canceled every season until like the 5th.
Yeah.
Like it was only like around season 4 or 5 that finally everybody realized this is the greatest show ever. Let's watch this.
So that's
like
like downdraw, I would say, to the episodic.
Well, the one thing that gets
nature
me
of
for
things.
that though is Telltale has now made so much money, and obviously they're putting out more games. So I know that none of these series, it's not like a television show in the sense that like they don't have the funding or the ratings. Like they're obviously getting people to buy these games. So that
They
can't.
need to stop
that
making so many
narrative is-
games and spend some of that money and fix that fucking engine. for sure.
Well, yeah,
100%,
that's
yeah.
what I mean, though, is like they have all this stuff. Like they're not going to come out and be like, guys, we had a Wolf Among Us season 2. It's now canceled. Like it's not like a Fox show where like Gotham was like kind of up in the air for a bit. Like it's not like
All
they could
this
just
said,
cancel it halfway through. You know what I mean?
Batman.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. It fits.
It's awesome.
It's a detective game.
I seriously
right?
lost my shit. I was sitting in my chair, I had a blanket on, I was like real comfy, and I was like just enjoying the show. And then like I saw the ink, and then I started hearing them talking about like we need to take this city back from them. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then the bat came up, and I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude!
You're like flame on, and your quilt just sets on
I
fire.
was so happy.
You were D, I know was in it more. You were in it some, but like the G chat when the
I was
went on.
cleaning and everything. Like
I
I was
know.
fixing the floor and do all this kind of stuff while the TGAs were on set.
But we were all like in the G, and it was really
Yeah.
entertaining. We did a little bit for the PSX, so we were all at different times, but it was really entertaining. Like simultaneously, like me, Dean, Puss, and Rick just all started freaking out in the chat,
It was
like all
so
at the same
good.
time.
Yeah, that's cool. We missed 2 of them there. Rocket League is coming to Xbox One. Good for you guys on
Dude,
Xbox.
the Halo cars look pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
definitely.
lie.
And Gears of War cars too. And then Star Citizen we missed as well. It looks beautiful from a graphical perspective. It looks really ambitious and big scale. A lot going on there. A lot of different gameplay variations going on in that one game. So that looks really cool. And now, as we were just talking about, another Telltale thing here, 2 in one show, The Walking Dead, the game, Michonne. I was totally down on this. Like, cut the shit. Get back to Clementine, season 3. I don't give a shit about Michonne. Get the fuck out of here.
They need to stop extorting everything for as much as they can.
And they ended on that too, like as if it was like this big deal. And for me, I was just like, I don't
This is
give
very
2 shits
exciting.
about this.
This is very exciting for the comic book readers because there's a huge gap in the comic book storyline where Michonne just goes missing and they don't explain anything. So that's what this storyline is going to cover. It's covering 20 issues where she's just not involved in the story. Like,
But only
literally
3 episodes for
it's 3
Telltale.
episodes. But Robert Kirkman literally just wrote her out of the story, and then he even said, like, as he's continuing on the series, he's like, I forgot that she was one of my major players, and then he's like, I put her back in and wrapped her back up.
Gotcha.
So I'm excited that we finally can see what the hell she's
Can we
doing.
real quick talk about the tribute
to Iwata? Yeah.
It was I love that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate all of it. I fucking hate Reggie. He was so fucking business the entire time up on stage. It felt so impersonal.
It's kind of funny. There's certain people though that just have that voice.
I was gonna say, I think that's just kind of. I think that's just him.
Another one for me, like if you guys listen to like Blogcast on PlayStation, Sid Schumann, he's the main host of that.
Yep.
Every time I listened to him on that podcast, I was like, this guy I can't stand. Like he's got to stop putting on this like really hardcore radio voice. And then I saw him outside of that, just like casual. That's just him. That's how he sounds. Like that is his voice.
It was just like the whole thing with him when he was talking. He had the most time to talk about it, and I mean I guess I get it, but at the same time it just all felt impersonal. It was like the way he spoke about Iwata was the same way they spoke about quarterly earnings at an E3 conference. It was literally and I get you're saying that it's how he talks, but then don't have this guy give that.
The thing is, it was definitely a tribute to Iwata, but it was also, they talked about this on, I think, Kind of Funny. They talked about it on one of their Colin and Greg Live, and Colin was totally right on it. He was talking about that there was definitely a message behind this, and this was the Nintendo. You think we fuck up all the time, but we know what we're doing.
Right.
And Iwata was a big part of that. They were trying to kind of, I think, stick it a little bit to people as well, especially with NX on the horizon. They're trying to be like, you guys thought that the Wii, remember when we announced that name and everybody was like, this is bullshit, and like now Wii is a household name. He's like, remember Nintendo DS with 2 screens, remember this, remember that, remember Nintendogs? Yeah, like we were right, you were wrong. Like it felt like they were really kind of in the same way of giving a tribute to Iwata. They were also sticking it to all those people that didn't have faith in them. They were saying,
what was this? Was this Kind of Funny something?
This Kind of Funny did Colin and Greg Live, and they talked about it.
Okay.
If you can watch out one of the archives, it was a really good discussion on the tribute. They thought it was great. They loved it. They loved how there was this message behind it. I get what you're saying though. That's just Reggie.
The whole time I was watching it, though, I kept thinking, I was like, there is no good way to transition out of this back into like what this show is. And then, sure enough, the next thing they showed was like doop doop doop, and I was like, oh my god, that's brutal, dude. There's no good way to do it.
Yeah,
there wasn't.
There isn't. All right, now we get to the meaty stuff, the more exciting stuff, I guess. Well, partially. PSX was not as good as last year.
How about that awesome closer with Deadmau5, man?
Let's get the Game Awards.
Holy shit, that was so bad.
Let's start.
I like Deadmau5 too,
So
and that was
what?
like, oh my god.
Let's get into PSX. First up, unbelievable footage of Uncharted 4. Let's put up the volume a little bit here. Put this on the big screen for a moment. The introduction of Sam.
Not open yet.
I was almost like, stop, guys, stop. Like, you need to cut this because you're showing me too much right now, right? Didn't you get that vibe as well?
A little bit, yeah.
I was like, this is way too long. Like,
I feel like this is the intro. This is the first thing you see out
coming.
I was saying, this is like the first one I remember that Troy Baker taking where like he's like transcending his own, like, because normally in a game you're like, oh, there's Troy Baker, but like, he sounds like he's playing this guy.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
This game is taking it so much further than The Last of Us and Uncharted, where it like this is more like a movie than anything I've ever seen. Like the direction, the facial animation, the character animation, everything about it is just so like above and beyond what we're seeing in other games. It's like Naughty Dog is just, as always, set it a precedent. Yeah, they're killing it. They really are. And fast forward a little bit here, I'll put it back down to the small screen. There was one kind of surprise moment in this when they're sitting on the bench. Kind of came out of nowhere. Let me kind of fast forward.
It's cool, but I feel like it's blown out of proportion.
It's just interesting. There it is. We have dialogue choices in this. We don't know how far it goes, but we've never had that in Uncharted before.
Yeah,
Can I be honest with you?
We think it's going to be used sparingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and I get it, and it's cool because it's different. It's never been happened before, but to me, it's a, guys, we have side quests type moment for me. You know what I mean? Where like, no. I'm talking about like the Nintendo Zelda thing.
Oh, okay.
You know, to me, it's just like, guys, we have side quests, and your horse dodges trees. Like that's all that was to me.
See, I think you're underestimating Naughty Dog here.
Yeah, here's the thing. That could imply that you have choice in this game.
Yeah.
You might have multiple endings here. We don't know.
Yeah, I think you're underestimating Naughty Dog. When they do something, they do it. Like they go for it.
Like,
Greg, what are you gonna say?
More.
I have 3 things to say about this. I played the Uncharted 4 beta, and I've played it every day since its release. The Uncharted, speaking graphically about the game, holy mother of God. And that's not even the cinematics parts, which are phenomenal, but like the 60 frames per second, like multiplayer, the graphics, there's not one bit of lag. It's absolutely phenomenal. That being said, number 2 I have to say about it, The Last of Us multiplayer is kind of merging its way into the Uncharted multiplayer, and the multiplayer itself isn't that great. So for people that were like really intrigued, like I was overhyping the multiplayer, it's not like Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3. They tried to bring in some of the elements of The Last of Us multiplayer, and they're 2 totally different games. So I'm hoping they don't do that with the story.
I got it. I'm good.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Wait, are you saying that you don't like it, or are you just saying that it's different?
I don't like it personally.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the Uncharted 4 multiplayer because and my concern is that they're hopefully not going to put the same gameplay elements from multiplayer into the single player because it's very much the guys that did Last of Us, and you could totally tell. Like there's now your teammates now, instead of just dying and respawning like a Call of Duty multiplayer, like your teammates fall down, you can revive them, but it doesn't work because it's so fast paced. It's very odd. My third comment on this whole thing, I'm so mad because Elena is always a fucking afterthought in this series.
Intentionally so, dude. He did that on purpose. That was totally setting up the Elena versus trophy hunting in this game, and I loved it. I loved that Elena wasn't an afterthought in that conversation.
How was she an afterthought?
Because he's like, oh,
and I'm married. I'm married.
Oh yeah, but I don't think that was. I didn't take that as like.
I 100% do.
It is.
I think this game ends with him not being with Elena.
He literally goes, the dialogue choices come up, and Sam goes, what's the most exciting thing that has happened to you since I've been to prison? What would be your first thought in your head if you hadn't seen your sibling in how long? I'd be like, oh my God, I have a wife, dude. This happened. Like I would.
No,
like,
I'm sorry, no. Everybody gets married. Not everybody hangs off a cliff, off a mountain, off a train.
There's 2 sides to this. I agree with Dean because, first of all, Sam is also a treasure hunter, so that's the kind of stuff that they share.
Right.
But at the same time, I think that this was definitely intentional. And in my opinion, watching this, and Greg, you're going to hate it, I don't think Drake ends with Elena. Just based off this video alone, I think the game ends with a twist where he either loses Elena because she can't deal with it anymore. He chooses not to be with Elena. I think he goes with treasure hunting over Elena at the end of this game.
But can't we just discuss that Elena's the only reason why he even found El Dorado? Drake in the very first game was quitting. He was done. He was out of it. Elena's the only thing that got him to come back, and that's why they fell in love. That's what pisses me off so much about the Uncharted series, is because they set her up in the original game to be the person that kind of makes him go off the edge and kind of teeter off.
Yeah, you're right.
And he wouldn't have done anything in the whole end of the first game from chapter 10 on was all because of Elena. To go back and get Sully, Drake was like, fuck Sully, I fucking hate him. Elena's like, no, like, you have to listen. It's Sully, like, he's your best friend. And she's like, all right, okay. Then she's like, El Dorado, this is so exciting. What if you find him? He's like, all right, okay. And then he's talking to his brother, and he's like, Elena? Who the fuck is that?
Greg, I do think you're a little too invested in the Elena thing. You're letting it affect your enjoyment of the game. When this is the story that they're trying to tell. Intentionally so.
I don't like it, and I'm very
Greg,
upset.
life sucks.
I don't know.
Life is strange, but it's not that strange.
I think she's an afterthought because, like, it's about Drake, dude. It's not about Elena. That's why I think it's okay she's an afterthought. It's not the story of Elena.
I don't know.
She's a supporting character in the leading man's story.
All right, we're going to fall too far behind if we keep going. Real quick, before getting into the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is probably going to occupy a little bit of time, Sean Layden coming out on stage wearing a Crash Bandicoot t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know what, though? I feel like I get why. And I want them to so bad.
I understand it's about legacy, but, dude...
But
no,
that was,
you don't do that unless you're bringing Crash Bandicoot
That's
back.
kind of like, and I mean, you gotta remember too, last year, it was, hey, you guys really like Final Fantasy VII, right? We got something for you.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's,
Port of
that's
the PC.
the only reason why I'm thinking maybe E3 could mean something. But other than that, I'm going to sign on the air of caution of, we all love Crash, who the fuck doesn't I like this shirt.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but I think it was kind of dick.
There's a chance this is the closest chance we've gotten to a Crash remake of some sort.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Greg, what do you think? Crash coming back?
Should it come back? I don't think so. I say leave that with nostalgia.
Okay.
Just because I don't think that's a thing that should come back. Like, they're already doing Ratchet and Clank. They already did it with Sly. I think leave Crash, especially because it's not Naughty Dog doing it. And
I'm okay with them leaving it alone, but don't tease me.
Yeah,
don't tease me.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect that point of view because sometimes you look through rose-tinted glasses at certain things.
Yeah.
You know.
Retweet.
All right, and now into one of the biggest moments, one of the two big moments. I'm going to put this up on the big screen. We'll listen to the volume on it because this is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Soldier along. No way he'd throw all that away for us. What's his name anyway?
Got big Jesse Wedge.
And he says it's
right off the bat. Awesome.
Look, heavy security like this, you want a professional.
Red 13. Now this is clearly the opening of the game. This is the very opening. Sector 7 blow up. Avalanche. That's the exact opening. Like Jesse kicking the guy.
You best be worth it.
Look,
there's the Scorpion, Mecha Scorpion.
That looks like a jacked.
He does, yeah. And I love it. We got some very 15 versus 13 stuff going on here. Almost like they're using the exact animations. Running them out Midgar there. This is the scene directly from the original. Surrounded by the Shinra soldiers, but then jumping onto the train to escape. All this, like directly from the original.
Doing this for the planet, same as us. Not interested.
When?
And now we got gameplay. This is where it gets crazy.
This is where they got me.
Yeah, Dean actually is interesting. Get back here! Crazy.
Some people are for this, some people are against it. I'm for it. Kind of Kingdom Hearts as you still have the command bar on the bottom left, you still have attacks magic, you control Barret, you have character switching, so that's still there. You saw 2 limit breaks there, you saw Raider, you saw big shots. And you can also see in the bottom right that there's kind of like a combo thing going on. There's him jumping onto the train, as I was saying, directly taken from the original, and also here directly from the original. But looks so damn good, and then this final shot here of Cloud, they nailed it. Spin flip, directly from the original. He's got that thin, gaunt look, as he should. Awesome. I was ecstatic. Exactly what I wanted from this, right? And then, today, choo-choo motherfuckers! Crash into a fucking wall!
Oh my god.
I wish I could get as excited as you and Greg do about certain things.
I'm so upset.
I am pretty excited about
this. This is how I feel about Elena, just saying.
It depends on what.
No, here's the thing. I'm trying to remain optimistic, but just an hour ago, or 2 hours ago now, IGN, first report, they're planning on this being a multi-part series, episodic Final Fantasy VII.
See,
Here's
so
the thing.
Drew, I read this originally as like Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, and so on. Is that not what
That's
they meant,
the
like,
thing here is that's what we don't know. We need to have a clear answer here, because does this mean that we're going to get like Before Crisis and Surge of Dirge of Cerberus? Sorry, Surge of Cerberus. Are we going to get Advent Children in game form? What does it mean exactly? What does it mean exactly? But here's the thing: if it means that we're splitting up the game into Midgar or first disc, second disc, third disc, if that's what it means, they better not compromise the overworld, the world map, all that kind of stuff. I better not like have episode 1 end with Midgar, which is fine if it ends there with getting out of Midgar, and then have episode 2 start with you not going out onto an open world. If it starts with me immediately being in calm and them just going from set piece to set piece, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm going to be so freaking pissed if they hyped us up on this game as being a remake and they're going to completely cut out all this massive stuff and be like, oh, it's episodic. We're just taking set pieces and doing it that way. Like, if this is, oh, we get the game earlier now because we get episode 1 next year, and it's if you put all episodes together, it's exactly as if it was a full game, no problem. I'm okay with that.
What would you do if it was episodic of only the story, but when you get the game, in all the pieces, however many they are, that is when it's all. Dude, that I want that.
Surge of Cerberus.
That was amazing. What would you do if what would be your thought process of it's up to Midgar, up to second disc, but it's only the story parts, but then after everything is said and done, they have a patch it.
No.
Right, but. That is the most likely.
I know. If they're doing episodic, I better get this is the thing they got to do. This is what makes it weird. Is if side quests and backtracking and stuff that's all in the original, where I can go back to towns I was in the beginning parts of the game using airship, using world map. I better still be able to do that. And if that means episode 2, 3 have to be the exact same size as the first game with 20 gigs per episode, I don't give a shit. Give me I better get everything in every episode where I can go back to the original towns and all that side quest stuff is still there. They better not compromise on that stuff.
You're not gonna be happy on.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not happy about this. This is ruining what everybody was so hyped about. We want a remake. It's okay if you mess with the combat system a little bit. I get it. Turn-based doesn't make a ton of sense anymore. They're keeping a lot of what made the combat system great, though. You can still see, you're still attacking, still got magic, still got summons, you even have a defend button, which means there has to be some kind of turn-based nature there. So that's cool. I like what they're doing. They're making it more action-based, but do not change the structure of this game from a story perspective and what made the first one so great. The side quests, the world, the atmosphere. Do not change that. That's not okay.
Do you want to open the lineup for Strife Girl?
Strife Girl, I really want to hear from you. Joe is another huge Final Fantasy VII fan, though. So we'll start with Joe. All right, Joe, what's your 2 cents on this, man?
Final Fantasy VII Remake? Oh, man. I honestly don't know. But when I saw the gameplay, it went crazy. There was some things I saw that I'll be honest with you, I was nitpicking. I'm still glad, because when I saw the gorgeous stuff, I was like, oh my god, I couldn't believe this. Oh my god, it looks so freaking beautiful. Oh my god, Midgar looks exactly the same as it does. Oh my god, their voices, Wedges and everyone's voices sound exactly how I thought they sound and everything, But then I started noticing the stuff I didn't like. For instance, okay, can we just talk about this for a second? Why the fuck does Barrett look like Blade?
Dude,
the only thing that makes him look like Blade is the glasses. He looks just like he looks in the original, in my opinion, but he has sunglasses now. Yeah, so everybody's like, oh, he looks like Blade.
I don't know, dude. He has the same, maybe to some extent, but, the outfit is the same, the way he walks.
Well, his outfit is directly from the original, which I'm happy about. The only thing they changed was adding the sunglasses. It does give him a Blade look. I don't have a problem with that. I think he looks pretty badass, personally.
Imagine being able to play as Blade in Final Fantasy. That would be crazy.
He's a badass character, and he looks badass. I think that's cool. And I also like that they're keeping his anger and his kind of cocky badass attitude, but he's not jumping up and down, smashing his fists and beating his chest.
I wish he did that.
He's more realistic, but also I like him. It's a good evolution of that character. It makes sense for next gen and for modern times.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. But now another thing that came up to my mind is, are they gonna call her Aerith or Aerith? I honestly don't know.
It's a tough question. In Kingdom Hearts, I think they called her Aerith, so that makes me think they're going to go with Aerith.
Where'd the whole
I
confusion
like
come
Aerith more. I kind of like it better. Aerith sounded weird to me.
See, I like Aerith more personally,
I
but that's
actually
because
like
I
Aerith
grew
more,
up
too.
with Aerith. The American version was Aerith. The Japanese version was Aerith.
Okay, because on the port, the PC port, it's Aerith.
So yeah, there's a sign of what's to come. It'll probably be Aerith.
Yeah, and another thing, are they gonna go with DLC like they did in all the past ones? Because in 13.2 and 13, I don't know if they did this in Lightning Returns. I don't know because I never played. Yeah, actually no, yeah, they did. They did do DLC for that. But are they gonna do DLC for this? Like not like stupid microtransactions. I'm talking about like vanity items, maybe like an old like maybe Zack Fair's Buster Sword. Because if Zack Fair's in here, I swear he's gonna be in here. And he's my favorite.
No, he's gonna be in the game. He has to be. That's a huge part of the story. I don't think there'll be DLC in what you're talking about. They might have micro DLC, like you said, swords and costumes and stuff. But like story DLC and stuff, no. The more likely thing that we're hearing is that it's episodic. If you want to call that DLC, then I guess. But
I don't want it to be episodic. That's kind of stupid. Like you said, if they take away from like if they go like transition to like a different town or anything, I don't want them to do that.
I need the travel. Like that's what makes it feel like a journey.
I want to go to the farm and like get a chocobo. I want to go to the the gold saucer.
The thing is, like, we've dreamt about this for so long, and when I dream about Final Fantasy VII, I've always dreamt about leaving Midgar for the first time in next gen, seeing real time weather and sunsets, and all I imagine every single time is getting past the valley. If you're getting out of Midgar, sun setting, seeing the chocobo footprints on the ground, seeing Calm in the distance, seeing the chocobo farm to your right, and then chocobos run past you with the overworld map. That is the dream. Like, that is what we all imagine. And if we don't get that because this is fucking episodic, I'm gonna be pissed.
Same here. But, I kind of trust Square Enix. I know they've messed up in the past and they've done a lot of wrongdoings and stuff. But you know what? They know that they can't fuck this up. And if they do, no one's ever going to buy a game from them again because a lot of people have been wanting this for, what is it, about like, oh my God, like 15 years, something like that? Shit more. And if they fuck this up, they're screwed. So pretty much, I'm not playing for them again.
I feel bad a little bit. These guys over here, like, I have no idea what's going on right now.
I don't know a single fucking thing you say.
But still, I'm glad to get your 2 cents, Joe. We're going to take one more call from Mel because she's a huge diehard 7 fan as well. Thanks for calling in, man. Oh, maybe look. Joe, thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
All right, see you later, man. Level up.
Level up.
Dean's over here shopping.
What? Sorry.
So what's the difference between the blackout Yeti microphone and the regular one?
Just color, that's it. Just color. You keep shopping because Mel's gonna call in now.
Up,
Mel, call in. I need to talk to you about this. We need to air this out. We need to get this out in the open. Here she is. All right.
I'm excited to hear from Mel.
Mel, talk to me.
I guess I'm laughing. Sorry.
It's okay. No, there's a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
So what was your gut reaction when you saw me post that link?
There's boredom.
I'm not talking to you, Dean. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Mel right now. Mel, what was your gut reaction when I posted that link about episodic content?
Oh, well, to be honest, I don't know how to feel about this news, to be honest. I was talking about this a while ago with Toes on the chat, and in one hand, it could be a good thing, but in the other hand, it could be bad, and I mean really bad. Like, it could backfire.
It could ruin the game, potentially. It really could.
I mean, I understand that maybe the game is too long, but I would hate to have multiple episodes for each town or event. You can't do that in this game.
No.
You go.
It's got to be cohesive.
You go back and forth, town to town, do stuff, side quests, fight the weapons, and if they do that, they're going to mess up.
No, 100% agree. That's my main worry is. I agree with you on the positives though. Like it's really exciting to think maybe we get episode 1 next year or early 2017 as opposed to 3 years from now. That's really cool to think about. Like if they can nail the episodic feel and keep the price right, like if it's 3 episodes long and each episode is $20 and it feels like a cohesive game in the end, I'm good. No problem at all. Means I get to play it earlier. That's awesome. But there's a lot of ways this could go wrong.
I'm telling you right now, judging from what they said originally, where he's like, we could not do this, we don't have the resources to do it in the way that everybody wants it to, then going off of, it's not going to be exactly what everybody's thinking, there's going to be things that change, and they weren't only referring to the combat.
No.
I'm going to say that right now. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be, these are the key moments that everybody wanted to see, and this is what we're playing. You might get that view that you wanted, but you're not going to be able to go around and, just run around in circles in a giant valley for however long you want to.
Stop.
Like, it's just not going to happen.
Stop. Don't talk to me, criminal! Don't talk to me!
Here's the thing, I'm not trying, and what sucks about it, I know it sounds negative, but, like, I'm telling it from an outsider's perspective, it's just not going to happen, like, the way you want it. If it's episodic, it will not work in the way that you want it.
Yeah, I don't want to go that far. There is a way for it to work episodically. I'm worried about them doing it for the wrong reasons. If they're doing it because they want more money, if they're going to charge like $30 an episode and it's like 4 episodes long, like that sucks.
Yeah.
That
I got something
sucks.
to say. Something real to say.
Go ahead.
Why? Why would they fuck with this?
I have no idea.
Like, everyone waited so long, and now they got it, and they're like, sweet, everyone's so happy, then they're like, wait a minute.
No, I'm 100%.
Like,
no.
Why would you do that?
It's crazy.
Why would you ever do that?
I wasn't lying when everybody was choo-choo motherfucker. Like, everybody was on the hype train.
It was such a
Almost
bad move.
Everybody was positive about this footage. Some people were a little iffy on the combat because they wanted to be turn-based. But everybody, for the most part, was really, really positive about this.
Yeah.
And then, when this posted, I sent the link of NeoGAF's topic to Square Enix, all their different ones, and I was like, Square Enix, look at this, read it. I've got one word for you, calibrate. Because look at this topic. Everybody is ready to burn the world down. Like, nobody is happy about this. Not one person is happy about this. Sorry, Mel, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say that maybe this is the changes that we're talking about a few months ago. Remember that?
Yeah, the changes of the gameplay and stuff, yeah.
I'm not sure if it was just the battle system that we're going to change, but I think they weren't over it with this episodic thing. And I don't know, I'm trying to not to...
I'm just hoping that like this episodic thing is just like a mistranslation entirely, to be honest with you, and it's just that we're gonna have Final Fantasy VII proper, and then you might get like Dirge of Cerberus or Surge of Derberus, whatever you want to call it. You might get Surge of Derberus. You might get Advent Children. You might get Before Crisis. Maybe they're doing this as like a true multi-part series where they're taking all of that Final Fantasy VII content and delivering it over time. My main hope is that this is a cohesive experience. If it's cohesive, I'm okay.
Yeah, Mel, what do you got to say about that?
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Drew, what do you think about the hate the remake's getting right now?
It's disappointing because everybody was so hyped. It's disappointing to see it go from such a high to such a low in literally a day. It happened so quickly.
Cranhorn, hey, is this the counseling meeting for Final Fantasy VII news?
Yes, we're all here to share, guys. My name is Andrew. I love Final Fantasy VII, and I'm ready to shit down Square Enix's throat. Like, I'm really upset about this. Surge or Derberus, guys. Or Dirge of Cerberus. Alright, Mel, I'm sorry. We do have to move on. We do have a little bit more to talk about, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's good to talk to you, Mel. Level up.
Level up.
I love you, Mel. Thank you for being so nice.
She's awesome. All right, that's okay. We gotta fly now. Let's fly. Next up. All right, COD Awaken pack. I'm just gonna skip through some of the boring stuff here.
No, just skip it completely.
That wasn't boring. Final Fantasy VII is what everybody wanted to talk about. Surge of Derberus, Dean. Surge of Derberus.
You can't keep correcting. You didn't say Surge of Derberus. You said Surge of Derber.
You're totally right. Everybody probably did. We're talking about Final Fantasy, but It was just so funny that right after all that, you're like, I'm gonna skip through this. I was bored.
Fang announces a new character for Street Fighter.
That's pretty cool. I like
He
it.
looks cool. He looks
It's
like
Fang,
the.
by the way, it's not Fang. Everybody says Fang.
Everybody's flipping it back
No,
and
but
forth.
they introduced him verbally as Fang.
Okay, he looks like the character from Kung Fu Hustle, the one that
I love it.
Yeah.
He looks so entertaining.
Yeah, he looks cool. After that, we have the Adult Swim games. There's 6 of them.
That's awesome. So this is a part of the game of the conference where it really started to focus on Vita. It seemed like
Yeah,
all these games right here, and then a bunch of the other ones coming. I think we have what was it like 9 Vita games?
There was a lot.
For Adult Swim, you have Death Gambit, you have Duck Game, Rain World, Raise the Dead, Small Radios, Big Television, and Double Fines.
Right.
Headlander.
All these games are Vita games. I
Awesome.
think.
Yeah.
The first one is very Castlevania feeling.
Yeah, look cool.
And then the other one,
Got the zombie one there, Raise the Dead, or Duck Game there.
Duck Game is weird. The next one, what was the other one? Rain World. Rain World is kind of like Ori meets Limbo. Is kind of what it looks like, and it has me and Rick.
There's
really
a lot of shit
excited.
Gio was saying, and he was like, and it's available on Vita, and he had such a big spawn of it. So I was like, I don't know if he's fucking with us or not. And then I was like, oh, she's serious. Like, all these games are coming to Vita.
Yeah, it's almost like you wonder if it's sarcastic at this point. It's like, and it's available on the Vita, guys.
I'm not gonna lie. I want his fucking jersey, the
He's
third-party
awesome.
production jersey.
Yeah, that was cool.
I like that. I want that.
Greg, I feel like you were about to say something. I saw your lips move. Oh, that's why.
Yay,
You're muted.
Greg!
You're muted. You're muted again. We can't hear you.
I can actually hear him.
Oh, you can?
It's muffled.
Oh no, you're hearing the video. I have the video down real low. Greg, I will restart you here. Hold on one sec. This keeps happening, and I don't know when he leaves, so I feel like we're missing stuff from Gregory.
We are. We haven't heard almost anything from him tonight.
I wonder if your drivers are like updated, man.
Hold on, Greg. Hold on.
Get the new surgery.
Greg, can you hear us?
Hello.
There you go. You're back.
I wasn't gonna say anything specifically on these events. Megan Grow that games in the chat room said if you try to say unique New York really fast, it's really hard to say. So I said it to myself and I started laughing.
I think Dirge of Cerberus is hard to say.
Dude, can we? If you guys follow us on Twitter, please hashtag Surge Derberer.
Surge Derberer.
Surge Derberer.
I tried to correct myself mid-sentence and it just didn't work. All right, Day of the Tentacle just shown there finally gets a release date. Psychonauts getting a little VR exclusive story.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. That it's getting some support, here and there. You get to see. I can't think of his main character name here, but putting on the VR glasses. What was it called again? It's called the Rhombus of Ruin. So that's kind of cool. Don't Starve Together coming to PS4.
Which is great. So we were talking about this, and we were I'm kind of nervous about it because I don't know if it's going to be a full-fledged. They were pitching it as a full-fledged game.
Yeah.
Which scares me that it's going to be a $20 title. But because you own the original, is it gonna am I gonna have to buy this for $20 and have 2 versions of Don't Starve on my system?
I hope not.
Or am I gonna be able to upgrade for like $5, $8, $10, however much it is?
Mm-hmm.
If we do, I definitely want to do a dual stream.
Oh, 100%.
On a Thursday with
you. know I'm not a big co-op fan. This is a
but
game
this
I would
is a
totally
game we
co-op.
definitely have to do.
I really like Don't
said to
Starve.
Rick, he's like, oh my god, yes, it needs to happen.
Greg, I feel like you played Don't Starve too, didn't you?
A little bit, and then I cried a lot because everything I did just didn't work out.
It's brutal when you have to start over.
I was saying to Rick,
you were playing it a lot when I first started getting to know it. When I first started coming around, you were playing
he has easily one of the best game streams we've ever done. And he spent so much time making this fortress, and he at first it was really, you don't know what you're doing, and he finally figured out how to do it. He kept going in, and he's day 60 or something like that, or 50 or something, and he created this wall of crop and everything like that. So everything he needs is around him, and he has these plants, and apparently one of the plants evolved. And Greg's already laughing because he knows what's coming.
Yeah, let me explain here. I need to explain. All right, so you have different materials you can use to create walls. I, for some reason, chose to make my walls out of hay and wood, as opposed to stone. It's kind of like the 3 Little Pigs, right? So because you need more resources to do the stone walls. It's more difficult. So you get there, right? You're gradually I had a whole wall of hay. Then behind that, I had a whole wall of wood, and I was gonna do the stone wall eventually, right? I was getting there, and outside my walls, I used this really cool plant that would fend off wolves when they come to attack you, and I thought I was golden.
It would bite at them.
I thought I was set for years in this game. I was like, there's no way I'm going to survive the winter. I'm good to go, right? The wolves come. It's the wolves that evolved. I didn't realize.
Oh, okay.
So my plants are there. I'm like, fuck you, wolves. Like, you got nothing on me. Plants are destroying them. Didn't realize that the wolves evolved to when they die, they explode in the fire. So they die close enough to my walls that the entire base, the hay, the sticks, everything just blows up in flames. And I just start crying.
Like he's just like, no, like he's freaking out
It was
so hard.
all gone in seconds, like in
The best
flames.
Oh my
The best
god.
part was Drew's little character, because in the game he kind of just like bops around, like he looks all happy like, and the little character's bopping around and it's going through Drew's entire fortress that he just built. And Drew just like tears. He's just like, why?
I'm running in circles, trying to recreate things while the wolves are
He's
chasing
like,
me.
The wolves are still chasing him too, so he's trying to survive now with wolves chasing him. And then even funnier, he goes to like a fire pit area and he needs to like eat in order to stay alive. And he's like trying to eat.
But you gotta cook your food. So I'm like trying to cook while the wolf is running around the fire, and I'm like, wait
for a second, and then runs away.
I'm
And
going
then-
in circles.
for a second, like, dude, it went on for so long, and it was
Put
just,
the Benny Hill music to it, and it would have been perfect.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
It was bad. All right, so we missed a few things there. Yakuza 5 coming December 8th. Yakuza 0 also being announced for PS4.
Mind
That's
you,
good.
in the G chat, this is where Dean goes, guys. This is getting. I mean, does it get any better? This is getting kind of boring to me. I wanted to make sure that was known. This is right now is where he's at. Okay, keep going.
Okay. King of Fighters 14 console exclusive. That's pretty cool for those fans that it's coming only to PS4. Another one, kind of big deal, but not for me personally. Team Ninja, Ninja Gaiden, they're making a new game called Neo exclusive to PS4.
Remind me a lot of Onimusha.
Yeah, it looks like Onimusha and Ninja Gaiden. It definitely has that vibe going there, so that's cool for those fans. Bastion finally on
Yes.
Vita now,
That's
and it's
a
only
good one, dude.
$2.99.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you bought it on PS4, it's free.
It's
I just
cross-buy.
downloaded it this morning.
Oh, it's cross-buy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good game. Play it if you haven't.
Here's Neo on the screen right now. You can totally see the remnants of Ninja Gaiden Onimusha in this game here. It looks really cool.
And now at this point, Dean's going, are we going to get anything that I really care about? I mean, I already have Bastion. If I can play it again for free, that's great. But I want some new fun games.
This I liked a little bit. Yeah.
Are we talking about
Right.
Brutal?
Huh?
Brutal was what's up next. It was just on screen there. Did you guys like that at all?
I liked it a little bit.
It's
Yeah, this was kind of cool. The direction that they went in.
It kind of reminds me of Mad World in a little bit of a way.
Okay.
You remember that on Wii?
Yeah, the weird color. They used the colors of the
Reminds
world.
me of
Pretty
Tron.
interesting.
Well,
That's the direction I got from it more than
It definitely has a little bit of a Tron vibe as well.
Yeah.
Exclusive to PS4, I'm pretty sure as well. That one there. It's Stormcloud's first game. They're a new studio with.
What's it called?
It's called Brutal,
Yeah,
with a @ sign as the A instead. Clever. After that, we had two games available right now when they announced them: Guns Up and Fat Princess Adventures.
Right now, Fat Princess Adventures and Guns Up are both discounted for PS Plus users. Fat Princess Adventures is kind of more Diablo-esque than the original Fat Princess was.
Let's turn up the volume on this next one here, because man, does this game look good,
dude! Oh my god!
Yeah.
I said like immediately, I was like, "This is the best CGI I've ever seen."
It's not CGI. It's real. It's in game. It's freaking insane. So let's put it up on the
right
big
here
screen.
is in game.
This is their in-game engine. Yeah, the cutscenes obviously look a little better than the.
I'm saying just this is the best graphic visual I've seen.
Yeah, it looks like. I thought for a second I was like, is this the movie or is this the game?
I thought that too.
Right?
I thought they were showing the movie for a little bit.
Yeah. And also, it's really cool coming from us who have played Ratchet and Clank to see this scene recreated, from the original, and a much better way.
Kind of worries me. Hearing it's very dull.
To the game?
Not the cinematic, the gameplay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think it'll get better. It'll get better. You've already seen like further along footage from the game where everything's like chaotic, there's bundles.
5, 4, 3.
Like, I almost wonder if they're using cutscenes from the movie in the game.
I don't know, yeah.
Like, cause this looks, is it even possible to look this good? Like, it looks so damn good.
I did think it was super stupid and hilarious that who presented this?
This was Ted Price.
Ted Price. He was like, he was talking about the movie and he was like, but if you have a PlayStation 4, you get to play the game in such and such time. I was like, well, been in a crash. You only get to play the game if you have a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Right.
So why the fuck would you say that?
Yeah, it was kind of a weird thing to say. I agree. It also was weird that he didn't announce that it's $39.99 because that's huge news.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's only $39.99. That's amazing.
All right, well, no, goddamn.
Yeah, like that's really really big news.
But it's April, right?
It's coming out April before the movie now. They pushed it up in front of the movie, and that makes perfect sense to get it right there, coincide with the game. So yeah, this introduction of the two characters together here, I thought it was really really well done. And then I thought the gameplay looked great personally.
Yeah, it just worries me because the first game in comparison to the latter games is very slow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not slow all the time. I get that it picks up, but in comparison to the other games gave you more to do, gave you more chaos, gave you more destruction. I just hope they.
Let's go back to let's go to Greg real quick on that one. Ratchet, because I know you haven't played the series before. Did that excite you, Greg? Seen the Ratchet video?
Yeah, I'm checking out the game. Like you said, it's $40, so I'm definitely gonna buy it no matter what when it comes out. It'll be an indie game. It's gonna be my first, like I said, Ratchet and Clank game. It's not like a game that I look at and I'm like, oh my god, I need to play this game. But it looks like it's fun. It looks like
I don't know why, man. I feel like you're really underselling it for yourself.
And you guys know I overhype everything. So like, if usually I can tell if I'm gonna really really love something or not. I'm not sure if I'm gonna fall in love with this game as much as
keep yourself in that camp because when you play the game, I feel like you'll enjoy it even more now, knowing that your expectations are lowered. Now we get into the VR portion of the show.
As soon as they came out on stage for this, I was watching the conference later, and I was probably about 10 minutes ahead of Dean, and he goes, and he's like saying how bored he is and everything like that, and then you just see him laugh hysterically and go, this guy just asked me if we're ready to get virtual, or something, or...
That's what he said.
Right, yeah, he
said those words. He said, you guys ready to get virtual? And I was like, fuck you.
Dude, like, he was in such a bad mood, he wanted to go to sleep, and I knew exactly how he said it. He was like, this guy has no idea who he's talking to right now.
That's like a 1990s flashback right there.
Dude, I just got up from work and I woke up at 5 and I was like so excited to watch this conference, and at this point I'm like, I'm so disappointed. And then he fucking said that sentence, and I was like, I'm gonna go there and kill him. I'm going to kill him.
We got a few things that I actually am looking forward to. Eagle Flight looks pretty. I don't know what it is exactly. It kind of looks like a non-game in a way. Yeah. Res Infinite, it's cool for Res fans that it's coming over to VR. Makes sense. Modern Zombies, the taxi thing.
I don't.
For that to be Sony Santa Monica, I was just like, come on, like what the hell is this? This is what Sony Santa Monica brought to the table for PlayStation Experience. Like, come on. Golem or Gollum, however you want to say it, that was the most exciting to me.
Yeah. That was the charming one, right?
Maybe. I don't know if that was the charming one, but it looks like a girl like in her bedroom wearing virtual reality glasses, but putting herself into this world as a golem. I just thought it looked visually really cool. I like the atmosphere, the vibe that it was giving off. I thought it looked pretty awesome, personally. And then you had two more, one of them being bizarre.
I love this. Me and Rick both at the same, as soon as I started laughing, I was like, oh my god, he knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I just lost it. I was laughing so hard at this.
100-foot robot golf!
Dude, I want it so bad, and I don't know why. I don't normally like games
I feel like this is becoming a genre of its own, is slapstick.
Yes.
Octodad, Pain back in the day. What was the most recent, another recent one? It wasn't Octodad. What was the other one? There was Surgeon Simulator, I Am Bread,
Goat Simulator.
Yeah, Goat Simulator. Like there's a
Which
new
also
genre.
was talked about.
Yeah, I don't remember how. I think that was in the TGAs
DLC,
actually,
where they add new characters, including
so
a dolphin.
I feel like slapstick is becoming its own genre in gaming. It's kind of weird.
I want it though.
What else? And then we had Ace Combat 7, which actually is pretty cool.
It looked really good. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, and Ace Combat's a series that I go back and forth with. My brother actually, for some reason, was really into it.
No, Gollum wasn't the game that I saw. That it was definitely the VGAs.
Yeah, so maybe it was the.
I don't know what it would have been then. We went through the TGAs and you didn't say anything.
There was something there. I might not know the name. I have to see it.
Yeah, how about this, Mike?
You know what though? It's not that it's too little. It's too little, too late for myself and Puss. I probably will go back in and play it. I might do it for a Tuesday stream. I'm not sure. But for the people that are in the game, this is something that we've been like, why was this not in there originally?
Yeah.
And the maps are already set up for it. There's a reason why certain sparrows are faster than others. There's a reason why there's this was already planned ahead of release, and it
just took them a while to deliver.
It was one of those things that was scrapped, and they had to figure out how to introduce it again. But it's interesting.
It's free, right?
It's free.
Yeah.
If you have the Taken King, so myself, Dean, Rick, Puss can play. None of us are. I'm probably the only one that will do it.
I mean,
it's cool.
It was a nice little announcement there. Then we had, this is the one here. Dean, are you sure it wasn't this? It's called Hob. Does this look like it could have been the one for you? You might need to look on the screen here if you want to see it good. Kind of reminds me of, for some reason, it reminds me of Knack, but like as a third person.
No,
like,
I was actually kind of intrigued by this.
Yeah, I think this looks good. Thank you, Evil C Viper, for the follow. Really appreciate it.
I like these types of games.
Yeah, I think this looks great, personally. I like the cel-shaded look of it.
It reminds me a little bit of Bastion.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of Bastion, too. What do you think of this one, Greg? Hob?
It looks okay-ish.
It sounds like you weren't blown away by PlayStation experience at all.
Not really at all. I was just very angry because the first trailer I watched was the Uncharted 4 one, and then I just all went downhill from there.
I just don't know why he's so angry.
He's so angry about the Elena thing.
It's so fucking infuriating, and I just don't get why I'm the only one in that boat. I found Tobes is with me on it, but and it makes me so angry when people are like, I hope he ends up with Chloe.
That's what makes the story great, in my opinion. To go back to it, like I like that he's a really flawed person. Like this is the dilemma, and I love that they're doubling down on it. Like it's like it actually is making me question if he's going to end up with Elena, and that's what I like about it. That should be a question. That's the point of this game.
That gets me though. Is like Joel was flawed in The Last of Us, but like his decisions and his actions were all the things that I would have done as a person. Like. Everything that he did, I was like, yep, I would have done the same exact thing.
But that's not what makes a game great. Like, you shouldn't have to be able to put yourself into that character and be like, that's exactly what I would have done for it to be a good story.
100%, I get that. But, like, all the things that they set up Elena to be, it just, every fucking game that they have with her, she gets screwed over so bad, and it's always like, it's never a big, I mean, I guess it shouldn't happen.
I guess the question is, how are you still surprised by it then?
I've been
because they keep setting her up to be this huge part, and then she gets shit on in every game, and that's why I'm so confused by them. Because Uncharted 1, they set her up to be the girl that makes him go on the adventure and become the great guy.
Yeah, I understand, but it's intentional. Like this is the story they're telling.
Not even trying to troll you, Greg. I didn't even think about this once when I saw that trailer.
Nobody did.
Cool,
that's why
I did, Greg. I'm with you. I did think of it, but I like it. Is the difference?
I really didn't. I didn't even think of it like, oh, that's going to be a big.
And it made me so happy. The first thing I noticed in every Uncharted trailer is Drake wearing the wedding band. And I don't remember if you guys remember the very first trailer that they showed of Uncharted 4 where he's just laying in the puddle and he gets up and goes into the forest and he was wearing the wedding band. That was the first thing I wrote. Like on all comments, on forums, I was like, him and Elena are together. Like
everybody else is like, oh my god, this is the greatest movie ever. This is the greatest looking game ever made. This looks so good. Drake's stumble and Greg's like, Drake's married!
You're such a shipper, Greg. You're such a shipper.
Every single franchise and series, whether it be television, movies, games, like I love when my couples in my head get together and they become a thing. Like nobody wants Kyrie and Riku in Kingdom Hearts. Like that shit just can't happen.
About, though. This is what
they are catering to me.
You wanted, and because it's not what you wanted, you're mad.
We don't know what happens.
Here's the thing, Greg. Honestly, in the end, I think you'll get what you want. He'll probably end up with Elena, but I really like that the seed has been planted. That like I'm questioning it now. Like, wow, maybe he won't end up with Elena.
Pause. That's not to say if Uncharted 4 ends and he doesn't pick Elena, like I could still like the game. My dilemma with Naughty Dog is that they set her up in all these instances where he goes back to her. And I get it. I get what you guys are saying. Like it's a plot device. I shouldn't be shocked at all. But like, don't make her such an essential part to the story then. Like just have her be like Chloe in Uncharted 3. Like she's there. She's a thing. Like she's going to come up from time to time. But Chloe was not essential at all to that plot line. Like Elena's essential in all three games. And that's what pisses me off is they don't utilize her like that. And she gets shit on time and time again. Pisses me off.
We could talk about this forever, but I think you're looking at it entirely the wrong way. Like they're not like pushing her to the background and making her an afterthought. They totally thought about this. Like that was intentional. Like they're telling a story about him choosing between the life of a treasure hunter and life as a married man, like settling down. Like that is the story. This is a thief's end.
He chose when he hooked up with Chloe and Uncharted 2.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is the story they're telling, but it's not going the way.
That's
all it is.
Like when he goes to give up on everything and he lays on her lap on the couch, like before they go to get Sully and everything to get on the plane to go do the final treasure grab and like take down everybody, and he lays down on her lap, and that scene where she just like strokes his head and she's like, "It's all right, Nate. Like you could rest. Like finally, just rest now." Like those are the moments where he should be like, "Oh my God, I should appreciate this woman. She's everything good in my life," and instead he's like, fuck it, let's go do some crazy shit. Sully, you're 90 years old and can still jump as well as I can. Like,
Here's the problem. Skylar, she's basically the Skylar of this. From
No,
Breaking Bad. She's
no,
the one
no.
holding him down, which is fine. I'm okay if he goes with it at the end. But that's her point, is she's holding him down.
I hope the game starts right after he has that conversation with his brother. He takes the ring up and he's like,
throws it in the lake.
Guys, but I'm telling you right now that that's not the purpose of the game. Like, she's not Skylar at all. In Uncharted 2, the way they meet is because she's still going out and being crazy and adventurous. She's reporting on that same exact thing that he's going to treasure hunt for. Like, Elena's still dangerous and daring. The only reason why she gets mad at Drake is because he continues to lie to her. That's his flaw. It's not that Elena's holding him back from anything. Elena in all three
We're
games...
not talking about Sonny Martino. We have to move on.
Guys, we're getting Ni no Kuni 2!
Yeah, I've rewound this trailer 3 times now. We're getting Ni no Kuni 2. Greg, we will get to that in a PlayStation episode or something like that.
I feel like we just talked about it.
We could, we'll talk about it more, I'm sure, in the future. But we do have to talk about Ni no Kuni 2 because this was the second best announcement of the entire show.
Yeah.
But Greg, have you played Ni no Kuni?
Yeah, this was the only other announcement that I got excited about.
Yeah, right? This was the saving grace of the show for me, because after the beginning, it was like, come on. And then Ni no Kuni 2 came. I was like, all right, I'm happy. We got Final Fantasy 7 footage. We got Ni no Kuni. It looks like this time we're not having a character that goes to the world. This is a character from the world
Which is exciting.
instead. What was that, Greg?
I said that's exciting to me.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It's a story within the world of Ding Dong Dell and all that kind of stuff. It's done by Studio Ghibli, if you guys don't know. They're very well known for Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, Kiki's Delivery Service, a lot of great Japanese animation films.
I missed out on the first one. We all know.
And you should fix that.
Do you, it still holds up?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Is this going to be very Final Fantasy-esque, where it's unrelated?
It's turn-based. It's more like Pokemon, actually, I would say. Would you agree with that, Greg?
Yeah, it's very much more Pokemon. You kind of capture all these little creatures and these monsters with all the same JRPG elements, I should say. It's definitely still Japanese RPG. And they give it to you more in the world. It's like Pokemon mixed with Kingdom Hearts for me, and that's why I fell in love with it.
Right, I mean, the only reason I haven't played is because I don't have a PS3.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the only reason I haven't gotten to it.
Well, maybe they'll remaster the original. That'd be great.
I would love that.
It's so beautiful.
I have it free for PS Plus, though, on the PS3.
Wait, you do?
Dean, Mike, neither of you played it?
I never even heard of it. This is the first time I ever
What?
It's really good.
Oh,
really
so
good. But it is
play it.
Japanese RPG.
Yeah, it's long. It's very in depth. Like
combined. About these games come out of the woodwork, but I don't ever hear anybody fucking talk about them. How good could they possibly be?
Ni no Kuni was huge last generation.
Yeah.
That was the one Japanese RPG that everyone's like, this is the Japanese RPG.
I'm not trying to shit on it. I'm just saying I never
got great reviews. It sold so much better than anybody was expecting.
If there is somebody that's into JRPGs and stuff like that, they know about this game.
Yeah, it's great. And I'm so excited that they announced that. And now finally, let's get to the closer, the mic drop here. I'm happy that they used M83's outro. They totally watched my video, and they were like, I gotta do this.
All right, I mean, here's my thing. Is I feel like there's other games that could have used it, and now they can't really use that song for a little while.
What if they did? What if they did?
Right?
Because a lot of people saw that video, and people from fucking PlayStation saw that video.
Yeah. To be 100% honest with you, I'm so surprised that M83 isn't used in every single video game trailer ever, because that is perfect trailer music.
All their stuff.
There's 3 other M83 songs that I can't wait to make a video for, and I've got it in my mind. I've got the cogs turning, Tears Becoming a Sea. I'm ready to go on that song, and it'll come eventually.
Toby said Greg is muted again.
Greg is muted again. Greg, you're muted. He's like, yeah, I'm muted. Greg, hold on one sec. I'll get you back. But yeah, this was the mic drop moment. I think it is big. I think you guys are kind of underestimating that it does have some clout to it.
Here's the thing. There's a difference between Whoa.
It's just calling.
I immediately I was like, I don't care about this. To me, this sucks. I mean, it's not terrible, but I don't care about this part at all. I wish I didn't end on this.
Greg, you there?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yep.
But then I was watching character reactions, the audience reactions. You could hear the audience. They opened up the mics for a second because they were expecting a roar and they wanted the applause right before the thing. And you didn't hear anything. You heard grumblings. You heard low things. You heard a couple.
The reason you heard grumblings is because then the montage started, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's the closer." It's not that it was a bad reveal. It's just that it shouldn't have been the closer.
Well, yes, but I'm saying the lack of comment and cheering and everything like that was already going on. You need to rewatch the conference thing. I watched it twice because I watched it when I first came home, and I watched it again to get everything else. And I watched that part twice, and there's nobody reacting in the way that they wanted.
I think the problem was that everybody came into PlayStation Experience, and rightfully so, expecting Sony Bend. Like, where the hell was that? # Colin was wrong. Sony Bend? Where's Shu? Where the hell is Shu?
Right.
Where's God of War? Like, there's so many things we still don't know about. How do we not know what these studios are freaking working on? Like, there's so many, there's like 5 freaking studios working on big games that we know nothing about that can't be that far away. Sony Bend has worked on nothing since freaking Vita with Uncharted, with Golden Abyss.
Yeah,
they haven't worked on something since that.
They have huge games that, like, even though like they've already been revealed, like you should have, like, nobody even brought them up, dude. Like Horizon and The Last Guardian.
Yep.
We're not at the fucking PlayStation.
Last Guardian. I completely forgot about that. Where the hell's the last?
Like,
Where's Rhyme?
I know. It was not. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I forgot all about that.
This was not the PSX. Like, I know we should be grateful, but like, I'm not gonna be grateful because like last year they were like, this is it. This is for PlayStation gamers, and like, PlayStation gamers aren't playing your fucking MOBA. Like, we're playing Uncharted, dude. We're playing God of War. Like, nobody wants that shit. Like, this was not. It wasn't
Boo
good.
you! Boo! Go home.
It just wasn't good. I was
no,
so,
but
I was super let
like,
down
and that's
by
the
it.
thing is, you know, you kind of reinforce it yourself. You said you got to be grateful for it, but you're sitting here. We didn't get Last Guardian. We didn't get.
Dude,
no.
I said it already. The moment they showed Final Fantasy VII, I was like, all right, I'm good. They could have ended there, and I was totally happy.
Right.
Ni no Kuni. Dude, I'm so excited. Like,
I'm
we
psyched
got
for that.
2 great things at this conference, and that's all I needed. That being said, I'm surprised. I'm just very surprised they didn't take advantage of this December conference, knowing they didn't have really anything at the Game Awards, and they won't have anything now until at least Gamescom. Like, where the hell are these things?
That's kind of like the thing, right? They said that they weren't going to be showing a lot at the other the last couple conferences because they had so many conferences to do this year, but really, they didn't really show what people were expecting at any of them.
Yeah.
You know, and don't get me wrong, Ni no Kuni, fucking huge welcome. I am 100% on board with that, and there's a lot of people that are. You know, stuff like that is okay to me.
Yeah.
But when 2 of your big parts of your conference are things that were already shown before in a different way, that doesn't mean very good things for you. You know, and we're also underestimating Ace Combat. That has a huge following.
Yeah, it does.
A huge core fan base. The whole thing about unveiling a character was kind of funny. He actually did bring it up in the right way. There's a lot of people that are huge with fighting games and Street Fighter, and he said, this is entertaining to me because it's the first character that we've been able to announce that hasn't been spoiled, you know, by a leak online, you know, which is 100% correct and, you know, accurate, which I thought was great. But overall, it just...
I think in general, what happened here is Sony misgauged, if that's even a word, misgauged expectations.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't understand it. Like, expectations for this were freaking high. Like, we were expecting Sony Bend. We were expecting God of War. We were expecting Crash Bandicoot, maybe even.
Something,
like,
dude.
it's just something. Like, a megaton moment. Final Fantasy VII... for a lot of people was maybe that moment. Ni no Kuni for me was close to that moment. But the mass audience, they wanted like a God of War.
I feel like at this point what they need to do with these conferences is E3 should definitely be the announcement of games. 100%. You know, you want to announce that you're making a new God of War, bam, you flash a small teaser, a snippet,
it's possible
right? And then
that they're just waiting for E3 because of that. Like,
well,
maybe they got all these games in and they're just gonna fucking like kick.
Right, I get that. Well,
my theory actually is that there was more planned for this.
Right.
And then they saw, we're freaking killing Black Friday, we're killing the holiday season.
Yeah.
We don't need to do this right now.
Yeah.
Let's wait for E3 next year to make sure that like things aren't going bad and suddenly our sales are dwindling, and then we'll reveal The Last of Us 2 or some shit and blow minds. Like, maybe they just realize, like, we don't need to do this yet.
What I'm saying, but that actually fits into what I'm saying. So you do your big reveals, your big things that normally would be mic drop moments, so like your Final Fantasy VII reveal, your brand new games, a partnership, with Bethesda for Elder Scrolls. What?
Do people still go with the Surge and Derberus thing?
Dude, that's awesome. That's my favorite thing that happened. I'm laughing. Dude, all right. But then you use E3 for those things that get people spiked, that get investors hyped and everything, and use PSX to show gameplay.
Yeah.
Use it like they did for Final Fantasy VII. Mic drop at Final Fantasy VII with a teaser at E3, and bam, show gameplay and show everything we want.
That's
use
what I mean.
it that
Like,
way. That's
I
what
wasn't
you need.
asking for a mic drop. I was asking for
reinforcement
games, dude.
Right.
Like
Sony PlayStation
like
games.
this was okay. Like I
Yeah.
understand I'm not the target audience for the JRPGs, and there is a core audience out there for them.
That's what's funny is the
People
two
love them.
huge moments were Final Fantasy VII and
Right.
Ni no Kuni.
Right.
Two
And
games
it's
that
like,
don't.
I don't give a
yeah.
fuck.
That's fine, dude. I get people like them, but like here's the deal: this conference took place in California. You're in the fucking. You're not in Japan. Like
Yeah.
these are not games everyone's gonna care about. The
Yeah.
people who are like dragging these consoles home for the holidays aren't going home to play fucking Ni no Kuni. You know what I mean? Like it's just not. That's not.
I mean,
Yeah, to have the woman come out and talk about Battlefront for 5
Dude,
minutes,
Yeah.
like,
oh my
or
god.
Call of Duty, it's like, come, just
I
get
like
that.
that.
And that's the other problem is that they think that that's the other core audience. They're
Right.
missing
Yeah.
They're
their
missing
full
it.
demographic. That was way too long.
My worry is that, like E3, it's becoming a advertisement now.
Yes.
For Activision's like, you partnered with us, show our game. Like
Right.
this is your stadium to show our game. Do it. Battlefront, we're your bundle for the holiday. Better show our freaking game. Now they waste 10 minutes on that that we don't really care about, but they're forced to do it because they've got these contractual
That was
obligations.
brutal, dude. And I like Call of Duty, and that was still brutal.
Yeah, it's like that's the kind of stuff that we don't want to see, but maybe they have to do it. Like
Yeah.
maybe that's what's paying.
She was also just a
these
really
things.
bad presenter. She was stumbling on
How many
everything.
times did she just like?
That was her. That was her. What's my word again? That I say all the time. Basically, that was her. Basically,
Yeah.
like I need a transition word here, guys. Woo! That's what they went with. All right, we went so long today. All right, that's it. That was our PSX reaction. That was the Game Awards reactions. If you guys liked this show at any point, I thought this was an awesome show. I had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow us at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. We had follows from Evil C Viper. We also had the Arbiter 5. A lot of network follows that I'm not going to name just because we need you guys to follow on twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. Big Benny, thank you for the follow. We also had Tommy B the Ginger and Claire. Those are our follows tonight on the Level Up Show, our main channel.
Didn't Deadmau5 say like at the VGAs where everybody was forced to talk about Battlefront and how great Battlefront was? Didn't Deadmau5 basically like I don't like it?
I didn't hear that personally.
I have to
but-
go back and watch that because I heard that he basically was just like I don't care.
Don't forget, you can follow us on all our other channels as well. Thank you to Ruriku333 for the follow. Really appreciate it. Keep those follows coming, guys. So follow us on Twitter at the Level Up Network, Level spelled LVL. As I said, we really need PlayStation questions. Thank you again to Saycons for the question. PlayStation questions at Twitter with hashtag IODP. It only does PlayStation. That will be Wednesday of next week, our PlayStation exclusive show. So look forward to that. You go on youtube.com/The Level Up Show, Level spelled LVL. Subscribe while you're there. Check out all of our archived footage and look forward to Power Up. That is Dean and Greg's superhero comic book nerdiness show on every week. There you go. We have the levelupnetwork.com/donate if you want to best support this network. Donate there, just a singular donation if you want. Or go to levelupshow.spreadshirt.com to buy Level Up themed hoodies, muscle shirts, t-shirts, and more. And finally, the best way to support the network is Patreon at patreon.com/the Level Up Network. Just donate $1 per month or more, of course, and you can get some perks like early access to Power Up on our YouTube channel. If you pronounce it Surge or Derberus, you're gonna have a bad time. I think that it should have been called that, to be honest with you. Surge or Derber. All right, and that is gonna wrap it up for us. Greg, any final words, man?
Melina should get some sort of. I just hope, even if Drake. This is how I'm gonna end it. Really short and really simple. Nobody respond. Ready?
Go ahead.
Drake doesn't pick Elena. At least give her somewhat of a decent epilogue ending. That's all I ask.
Okay. All right. No response.
He asked us not to.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is so unfair. You can't just tell people not to fucking respond to your shit.
Let's do our special thanks real quick before doing the outro video here. We got a lot of subs and patrons and all that, so special thanks to our subs, who are the 9 Fox, Tyspin, Johnny Poolside, DeLone Gunman, Miss Amanda, Mr. Rager 909, Baz023S, Level Up Host Drew, Moofy, Tobes, Chalkar. We also have our patrons. They are Pus-Filled Scab, or Johnny Poolside, Thames Moriendi, Mr. Rager 909, The 9 Fox, Tyspin, BMC Music, TX Puck, DragonCon, Blakey 1888, Mark Conklin, Alex Bustos, Lionhammer, Tobes, and Thomas Hillman. And finally, our moderators, Pus-Filled Scab, or Johnny Poolside, The 9 Fox, TX Puck, GFN 2112, Ghost Games, and Guitar Freak 12345, our resident PC mod. Thank you guys. Really appreciate all your supports. Final words, you guys. What's going on?
I got nothing, man.
Yeah, let's wrap this show
Not
up.
a damn thing.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
Choo choo, motherfuckers! Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care. And as always, don't forget to never. Nice. Beautiful. Gotta turn up the volume.
Everyone said in the chat, they all said, Greg was so happy and joyous and singing, and then you just had to bring up Uncharted.
Don't forget, Greg will be on tomorrow. What are you playing, Greg?
I'm not sure. I have a bunch of stuff that I can play. I'm not sure what I'm doing.
And I might do Life is Strange earlier in the day, before Greg.
You off tomorrow?
No, but Kristen has something to go to at night. Greg, I apologize once again.
I'm muted?
No! You weren't in the outro, even though I made it. I forgot to put it into the lineup.
Oh, I don't care about that.
You should. You should care.
Sorry.
Alright, guys, thanks for watching. We'll be on all week long with gaming talk shows and game streams. Level up.
Level up. I love you all equally. Maybe Elena the most.